Hello, Eglets. Today we're playing more Cinderella Phenomenon. I love this music. It's so soothing. Just tickles my brain in ways I like. Let's pull open the game. There we go. Let's continue. We're on chapter 5. Until we figure out who that man is and who he is working for, you need to have an escort with you out of the Martian at all times. Do you understand? And once you figure it out, you will tell me? To exchange another look, which only makes me more frustrated. They are obviously keeping secrets right in front of me. Well, we'll tell you once everything falls into place. Don't worry, princess. He would never let you be in any danger. I love, how the color scheme is. She has, all pastel colors. Parfait's all pastel colors. And then, I forgot her name already. Delaney? Delane? I think it's Delane. She's, all, darker colors. She has, a hint of yellow in her. She looks like she's a villain. She looks like she's a good person, like a priest or light. But I love her. Love her too. I like all of them. The silence is what ends our conversation. I make my way back to my room, feet heavy. I feel like a fly caught in a spider's web. I try my best to clear my mind as I return to my room. Karma. We love karma. The days go by slowly and I make no progress with my curse. Karma is busy with the knights today, and Delora... Oh, it's Delora. That's her name. Hold on, get the real quick. X volume. There we go. Okay. Parfait are busy talking with Rumpel about his curse in his room. Tonight is the perfect night to go and wander the town by myself. I need to see if I can find out anything about the witches and what is happening around the kingdom. Delora and Parfait are not going to tell me anything, and no one has wanted to take me out of the Martians since the kidnapping attempt. These thoughts spiral helplessly in my mind as I sit at the table. I have just finished working for the day, and the activity in the Martian is beginning to wind down. Garland stands at the door as the last few customers leave the Martian. Jurin is walking around the room to make sure that there are no problems. Out of the corner of my eyes, I notice two men pause halfway across the room to glance back at her. I can overhear their words from where I am. Shame that she's a knight, eh? She's a proud type, too proud to let a man dot on her. Bleeding shame indeed. Hi, Mina. How are you? But do you think if I try to say something to her... You two? I love the side romance with Garland and Jurin. It's so fucking cute. Garland is suddenly standing behind the two men, an uncuriously dark glare on his face. Is there a problem? Doors are closing for the night. I'm going to ask you two to leave. I'm going to ask you to please leave. No need to be so uptight, lad. We were on our way out now. Two men walk out and Garland stands in the middle of the tavern area glaring after them. He more or less pushed them out of the tavern. If Annalise had seen that, she'll probably have scolded him. Garland? He's so shy. You okay? Of course. You think you can fool me? I've known you long enough to know that something's bothering you. Neither of the knights seem to notice me here. If they do, they ignore me. Jurin is still looking intensely at Garland, who looks down at the floor. Is he going to say something to her? Garland says nothing, though. He looks at a loss of words. Finally, Jurin reaches out and pokes his shoulder, and he looks up startled. Still the same as always, the silent, watchful knight. Only says things with certainty when he knows they're the truth. Even the princess is waiting for you to say something. Oh, so they do know I'm here. Okay. Both knights turn to look at me, and Garland seems surprised. I raise an eyebrow at him, and he hurriedly looks away. Patrol is starting soon. I'll head out first. Okay, stay safe. Okay, Garland. Sweet, innocent Garland. Tell her that you have feelings. You look at her as if she has hung the moon and stars. Please. Garland nods at her with a little smile before he leaves the tavern. I'm pretty sure she has feelings for him as well. Going to sleep soon, princess? I was just going to head up. I stand up and get ready to move up to my room, but stop once more to look at Garin. Did you hear what those men were saying? Oh, about me being too proud or something? So she did hear them, but chose to say nothing. It doesn't bother me. They're right. I've been independent for a long time, and I would never think about pledging my safety to a man I barely know. I can take care of myself. So you're saying if you knew the man, you would. That's what we're getting. Blunt and to the point, Gurren was really admired for that honesty in the palace. The only other pen I've trusted before are my fellow knights, Garland most of all, since we've always been partners. She does not explain any further. I decide that it is for the better. Oh yeah, no, she for sure has to love Garland. If she doesn't, then she's just leading him on. She really is. The sooner everyone has cleared out, the sooner I can leave the Martian. Tonight is the night I go looking for answers. We're in our penguin hood again. Let's go. Sorry, Karma. But I can handle myself. I'm going to prove it tonight. I may not be able to fight, but I can still be cautious enough to not land myself into trouble. Still, I do not happen to hear much of anything as I explore the town tonight. I should have brought along some kind of weapon. I hate how it's like this eerie silence. There's no music, nothing. Ads. I want to fix that. I want to make it so start doesn't happen. But then I would have had to steal a knife from the kitchen. I am not a thief. Hours passed before I passed a tavern filled with knights. Deciding that I will at least listen to what is happening at the palace. Hi, Chaos. I linger by the open door and listen to what the men are saying. I hear that young Fritz is having a hard time of it. I feel bad for the lad. Even Sir Alcaster thinks he's gone mad. Well, he does keep talking about a princess that doesn't exist. Wait, so Fritz is cursed? Fritz still remembers me? But how? Even his father is growing weary of his babbling. Sir Mithros forced him on break the other day. He didn't seem happy. Well, Sir Mithros must think he's crazy too. Poor Fritz. Can you keep a secret? The knights look at each other and then lean as close as possibly can. Apparently the boy spoke some truth. Though Sir Alcaster doesn't quite believe it. He's looking for the daughter of the previous queen. Eh? The witch had a daughter. Pause. Were we right? Wait, the queen was a witch? What? This is a good surprise. The witch had a daughter. The previous queen? Are they talking about Mother? How dare they call her a witch? Apparently she did, though I don't even ever remember such a girl. This is top secret stuff. I just happened to wrestle this out of one of the lackeys looking for her. What would Sir Alcaster need this girl for? I'm assuming she's dangerous and that they want to get rid of her. Are they talking about me? I'm curious. How are we supposed to find this imaginary princess anyway? Does she have any features? Ah, they described her features. Last man who went looking for her said she wore a special pendant around her neck. Around her neck. Wait, so they don't remember what her face looked like? Nope, no feature. Mina? we might be true about the whole entire concept about the mother being a witch. Apparently, Fritz remembers the princess, so that means Fritz is cursed, so we get to find out about Fritz's curse as well, which was the night. And then they said the witch had the previous queen, the witch, had a daughter. I should get out of here. I turn to leave the tavern, but my cloak snags on the door and falls to the floor, tripping me up in the process. I end up falling halfway into the tavern, where the clatter abruptly stops. Is this... Oh, a lady. The knights that were talking approach me. One of them picks me up by my cloak. I attempt to grab my cloak from their fingers, but they pull it away from me, and I stumble into one of them. Madame. He moves to take my hand, and then he stops when he sees my face. Her face. And a necklace. What do you mean her face? Yeah. So I think there is 5 characters you could romance. I'm pretty sure it's Fritz, Karma, Rod, Rumpel, and then our witch boy. I can't remember. But I don't know how many enemies there are. Her face. Yeah, Peter Pan. I can't remember what his first name is. I want to say it starts with an N. I want to say it's Nolan, but I don't think it is. You think she was spying on us? Which? One of the knights grabs me by the wrist and pulls me toward him. He is far stronger than the man in the alleyway was. Unhand me right now. I am no witch. Then there should be no problem. We're just going to take you in, and if there's some big misunderstanding, we'll pay you ourselves, miss. No, let me go. This behavior is not fitting of a knight. Waltz. That's what his name was. Hold on. Save. Okay. You know what? We're gonna fight. I may be outnumbered, but I cannot let myself be caught. Maybe the people at the bar will help me. I open my mouth to scream, but one knight covers my mouth as some attention falls on us. Nothing to fear here, everyone. Just a criminal we've apprehended. I struggle in their grasp, but the men are too strong for me. Don't fight back, ma'am. Resistance is useless. Everyone in the bar looks scared of me. This is even worse than everyone glaring at me. I try to blink back the tears as they can come into my eyes. Come on, let's take her to the palace. I feel like we're gonna run into Fritz. The knights lead me out into the empty streets. Why? Why did I have to be so stubborn? The knights continue pulling me down the path until we come to a narrow street. Everyone who sees us walks away to avoid the knights. There is fear in their eyes. But I have done nothing wrong. Ma'am, if it makes you feel any better, we're risking our rank on this as well. That does not. That doesn't help me in the slightest. That actually makes me want to be mad at you guys more. Especially Mark B. Knight B. Knight B, I don't like you. I think you're Knight B. No, you're Knight A. You're Knight B. I don't like you, Knight B. Poor. Poor. I spit on you in shame. Poor. I don't know. I'm suspicious of... Who goes there? It's our man! I look up and notice Karma's familiar figure walking towards us. What is he doing here? Why isn't he in his disguise? Yeah, we can see Karma! Gentlemen, I ask you to hand that woman. As a knight, I would be ashamed to be seen treating ladies so terribly. And who are you? Her... Sir. 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 Her husband. Sir. He did. His... What? Unhand her, gentlemen, or taste my blade. Sir, we were just going to take her to the palace to... I would give you on the count of 3. One knight keeps his grip on me as the other draws his sword. I stare at Karma, who continues to count through the though the knights attack him before his sword leaves his sheath. Karma and the knights trade blows, but it is Karma that comes out victorious. His blade slides past the knight's shoulders, distracting him enough to give Karma the opening he needs. Karma reaches back with his free hand to knock the knight out with a blow to the head. It may just be my imagination, but for a few moments, I think I see the knight's blade glimmer across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. What? Wait. It may just be imagination, but for a few moments, I think I see the knight's blade glimmer across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. The knight holding me holds up his hands in surrender. Oh, I'm so glad. Karma beat up the one I didn't like. You go, husband. You go. I just closed the game. Yeah, don't worry. We'll give it a smooch. We'll heal it. We'll heal it, Karma. Don't worry. Let's smooch it. Let's give it a smooch. I yield, sir. It seems no matter how the situation turns out, you are dishonorable. Please, sir. Karma knocks him out and then stands beside me as he sheaths his sword. Karma, A few moments, Lucette. Karma spends some time forcing a portion from a vial down each of the knights' throats. I watch him quietly, fearing that he might have killed them. The knights only seem to be asleep. What are you, Stevie Universe? You know what? I can be for him. A potion that Prophet gave me. It will make the men forget they ever saw you. When Karma stands again, I notice the glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. Wait, can we actually? You're hurt. It's nothing. I am sorry. Come on, princess, let's go back. Help him. Change the her to him. Or, if Karma's in his female disguise, it works. He pulls me right out onto the main street and does not let go of my hands. I cannot bring myself to speak. Karma has saved me twice now. Not only that, but this time he is injured. He says it's nothing, but his bloody hand does not move at all. Why do I have to be so stubborn and insist I can handle myself? I do not speak for long. Why is it children? I don't like this. Why? Why is there like a humongous gap between them? I don't like this. I don't. Eventually I notice people start to stare. Oh. Before long, the staring grows worse. Young women begin following us, giggling from behind. I turn to Karma, who looks like he hasn't slept in days. Karma. Sorry, princess, but I'm not in the mood to talk. Those girls are walking right behind us. This is... his curse? Wow, I would not want this curse. Oh, she's hot. Yeah, I like her design. Even though let's go through let's go through them. Hot, cute, adorable, but she's hot. Flippin' phenomenal. We love him. Love him to death. I like her short hair though. So he tracks girls regardless. Like he just... that's weird, I guess. That would suck. I would not be able to go to a party like that. Lucette, I just said that I'm not in the mood to talk. Did you not hear me? We are being followed. He stares behind us, almost stupidly, then laughs hollowly when the girls see his face. They start to rush towards us, their voices rising and blending together into horrendous cacophony. Karma is not moving though. He looks resigned. Exactly. It's Maybe he is too tired to realize what he wants to do. I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away, my pace quickening to a run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma away from them. Lucette, what are you doing? Getting us out of here. Lucette. I lead him through the town and into little nooks and crannies, where we manage to lose some of the crowd. Karma often led me through some of these spaces as shortcuts. Waltz knew them too. Once we are alone again, I stop, falling to my knees and letting go of Karma's hand as I catch my breath. It really was a curse, having to run away from so many mindless women. That was difficult. Lucette? What? I did not mean to snap, but the tiredness is pressing on me too. You helped me out of that. Of course I did. Why would I want to be chased by girls? You could have left me behind and gone alone. Instead, you helped me. You helped me too. I guess I paid you back. Though, to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about repaying him for saving me. I just knew that I didn't want Karma to be stuck trying to fend off all of those girls. He was right about his curse. That is terrible. I just realized something. Karma kneels down beside me and waits for me to speak. My curse has people forget me, and yours has even strangers becoming fascinated with you. It's almost like our curses are opposite of each other, and yet we seem so similar. Oh my god. Please, say it. My eyes widen when I realize what I just said. We are similar, aren't we? He holds out his good hand to me, and I let him lead me back to the tavern through the abandoned hall alleyways. We're holding hands. My feet are heavy, and all I want to do is sleep. But suddenly Karma is standing before me, his face grave. Lucette, I have to thank you for helping me earlier. I'm sorry I froze like that. I made it more difficult on you. It was so sudden, and I was so tired I had no motivation to move. Shouldn't I be thanking you? I'll accept your thanks, even though I wished you didn't have to thank me in the first place. You should not have gone out of your way when you knew how dangerous it could be for you. I am sorry. I'll accept your apology too, because I lost sleep over this. Wait, so he was worried about us that we were gone, and so he's losing sleep over this? I have no words for how I feel right now. Princess? Karma reaches for my hand again, and this time he holds it up and kisses the back of it. Oh. Suddenly, all of my tiredness falls away. You really are a handful. But a delightful handful. I'm going to bandage his hand and then rest. We'll speak later about all of this, okay? But the blood. The bleeding stopped on its own, Lucette. But it does need to be treated. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Are you sure? As sure as I can be. I don't lie, not even for the sake of a pretty lady. Karma lets my hand go as soon as we enter the Martian, and then bows politely to me before heading back to the room. I watch him go, my mind whirling. Yeah, this just a flesh wound. It will heal in no time, my lady. Does he usually kiss women's hands? No, I don't think so. My girl. Chapter 6. Matchmaking. Matchmaking. Chapter 6. Matchmaking. Oof. By the way, Mina, I got my Switch set up and everything, so I can start streaming the Pokemon game I wanted to, which is awesome. Took about an almost hour to set up because I couldn't figure it out. You really are a handful. A delightful handful. His words keep repeating in my head. I cannot stop hearing his voice and feeling his lips on my hand. How do they feel? Do they feel plush? Do they feel soft? Give us the deets, come on. My face feels warm. Yeah. And every time I ask about his words, my heartbeat feels unsteady. Right? I really have to stop thinking about that. Karma is karma, and he puts on that overly polite act with everyone.
Oh my god, we're so oblivious.
But then I'm pretty sure I've never seen him do something like that with another person. Yes. Self-awareness, we need this. I'll just go downstairs and stop thinking about all of this. I need to tell Parfait and Delora what happened. Because of the time I've returned to the merchant yesterday, I never spoke to anyone about what happened. Maybe someone's downstairs. Someone usually is. I leave my room and make my way downstairs to the reception. The clicky clacks. It is quiet when I enter, not as silent as I thought it would be. Karma is sitting at one of the tables speaking quietly with Parfait and Delora. His injured hand is sitting on the table, bandaged. I cannot help but stare at it, my heart plummeting? Oh, plummeting. His injury is my fault. So you've yet to hear the entire story. No, I'm afraid I'm not quite privy to the information Waltz has. Is that correct? I love that she's starting to feel emotions. Because at the beginning, when we first met her, she was like so cold, didn't feel anything. She has felt guilt. Her heart has been beating. I cannot wait until she feels... I don't know if she's felt happiness yet or anger. I want her to see those moves. I want her to see what she's like when she feels despair. She's going to have to feel those at one point. She's going to have to learn the hard truth, I feel like. And it's going to suck. Waltz has been directly involved in this far longer than you have. What about Waltz? Princess, you're up early. They all turn to look at me as I stand at the table. Karma still looks tired and is not in his dress. He looks sober, but still smiles at me. Lucette, how nice of you to join us. When did he start saying my name without my title?
We're getting close.
Lucette, you've run into a lot of different mishaps this week, haven't you? I thought you would be stubbornly avoiding work. Instead, you go out of your way to get yourself into trouble? This involves me directly. How would I not be curious? I want Mr. Broom back. You've also been irresponsible, sneaking out without any of us knowing. I have the freedom to do whatever I want to. I even wore a cloak too. Oh no, the cloak! I left it at the bar! I feel a nudge at my arm, and Karma's holding out my cloak with a tired smile. You went back to get this? When? Yesterday, when you were still in bed. You've been running yourself dry these last few days, Karma. Yeah. It's nothing. Thank you. What's this? Our ice princess is thanking someone? Why is that something so strange? Oh, come on, she's not so icy. Lucette has more fire than anything. She shows unbridled passion and confidence. Confidence? That's gotten me nowhere so far. Don't look so dour, Lucette. You've become quite the accomplished woman. Karma gestures towards me, and I flush, unsure of what he's talking about. Then I notice Delora's eyes are on me too. He knows his way around the words. Oh, Parfait, do you see that? What are they looking at? I reach down to grab my necklace and then pause. I cannot stop the gasp that leaves my lips. When did this happen? Princess, you didn't realize that there was an extra piece to your necklace? Congratulations, Princess, Lucette. You're one step closer to breaking your curse. feel proud. I only ever felt this way around Mother. She did me a great favor yesterday. If not for Lucette, I might have suffocated beneath a pile of very excited women. Wait, helping Karma escape was a good deed? She was selfless. He's not even mentioning the injury he got protecting me. Parfait and Delora are both smiling, but the cheerful mood does not last long. What were you all talking about before I came down? About your kidnapping? Well, kidnappings. Both of them. It looks like we have a serious problem on our hands. What do you know about this? What does Walt know that I don't? Princess, it's more about what everyone else knows that you don't. What everyone else knows? I feel anger begin to shimmer inside of me. Even though he looks apologetic, he says it so casually. Ooh, she's getting angry. What are you all hiding from me? Let's gather everyone later, shall we? I think Waltz might want to be here for this too. What does Waltz have to do with any of it? Be patient, princess. You've already waited this long. What's another few hours? I have no choice but to agree when Parfait and Delora refuse to say any more, but I am not happy about it. I spend the rest of my time doing idle chores around the tavern. I do round sweeping with Mr. Broom and mindlessly organize some of the bottles. I cannot believe that everyone knows something about me that I don't. But now, I'll find out the entire story. Maybe it'll answer some of the questions I have. Why are they keeping things about me a secret to begin with? Because it's a very big secret. It's probably going to destroy your trust in people. That or make you extremely either angry or sad or in despair because you're about to learn a lot of stuff you don't want. What's the question? Oh, I need to stretch. People who are cursed know about each other, right? But what if someone breaks the curse? Well, ooh, that's a good question. Hold on. Mita, that's a really good question. Because technically they wouldn't be cursed anymore. No, hold on. So I think the only one who's forgetting stuff would be, the only people who don't know stuff, or the one who's being forgotten is Lucette. So, oh my god. I don't think Lucette would, like, forget everyone. Because Lucette's curse is that she's been forgotten that she's the princess. She's went from riches to rags, is what we've been calling it. But I do want to know, would she remember everyone's curse, though? Because then what if a witch cursed her? I mean, so could she get cursed again? If she's cursed once, would she be able to get cursed again? That's also another good question. It's really good. I hate that you put that in my brain now, because now I'm going to think about that for the rest of this time we're playing this game. I hope it explains more about the curses. Delora gathers everyone in the tavern to discuss the kidnappings. I decide to sit in between Waltz and Karma. So we have a story to tell. Ooh, story time! Clap, 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 clap. Yeah, like they're teaching, I guess, people lessons? Like how normal fairy tales would teach lessons. It's the only way to break Lucette's curse is if she does 3 good deeds, which is showing that she can feel emotion and, like, help other people without expecting anything in return, which is a good thing to learn. Story time, huh? I don't suppose this would be a romance, would it? How can you stand to make comments like that constantly? How can you stand to live a lie? The two glare at each other across the table, but Dolores silences them. Dolores starts with a story about the Great War, one that I have already heard so many times I can recite it myself. What does any of this have to do with it? Because of the fairy tales, witches like myself were punished for simply existing. Our leader, the Tambarium Bearer, was a kind witch that was overtaken by the grief that our people suffered. She was driven so far into madness that she created the fairy tale curse to punish humans and make them suffer, as the witches had. And when that wasn't enough, she committed the ultimate taboo. She killed a human. I tried to stop her, but by the time I thought to act, it was too late. Knowing that Delora and Parfait were involved in the Great War makes it seem more real. Bet she killed. I wouldn't be shocked. But wasn't the Tenroom Bear killed? How can the fairy tale curse continue to spread if she is dead? I believe that the Tenroom Bearer sacrificed the last bit of her life to continue empowering the Tambarium, all to ensure that the remaining witches could continue spreading the fairy tale curse. Is none of this ringing a bell for you? What are you talking about? She really did erase your memories. Oh, wait, is she the Tambarium? Is she the gem? Erase? Or is the person she killed the queen? What if the witch that she thinks is her mother, what if the mother she thinks is not actually her birth mother? What if it's someone who took over her life? The witch who died, the Tambarium Barrier, was your mother, Princess Lucette. What? For some reason, I turned to look at Karma, who is one of the only people who doesn't look away from me. I grew up outside of this kingdom, but even I knew of the terrible witch. Oh, we finally get a name, Hildra. You expect me to believe any of this? Mother was... She wasn't a witch. I would remember that. Well, you would if you had your memories of the war, and the years before that. Hildir, okay. They have to they just spell how it's pronounced. Hildir, okay. Under Hildir's rule, the palace was a dark place. The king didn't have any real power until Hildir was defeated. That goes for the rest of us too. We were slaves to Hildir. Dolores' eyes flickered to Waltz. It's the truth. Waltz knows because he is also a witch. Waltz is a witch? Well, that answers our question. He experienced Hildir's command over the witches firsthand as well. Waltz is a witch? Sorry for keeping it a secret, Princess. It's not as if I can use much magic anymore anyway. Not when I'm cursed. It's just another secret of many. Seems everyone's hiding something. Everyone was freed after Hildir's reign. Witches, fairies, and humans. Alike, the king was even able to marry Ophelia, the woman he always truly loved. So, it's always been Ophelia that he truly loved. Was that the reason I never fell any love from him? Because I was my mother's daughter? He gave up on me? No, dear, I don't think he gave up on me. My voice is too loud in the reception area. I feel it crack beneath the pressure, and suddenly, I want to cry. But Mother told me so many times not to cry. The king gave up on me. But Mother didn't. I know, that's what I want to know. I need to understand this family drama. Mother would tell me this was all a lie. She would tell me not to trust anyone. They must be lying. Don't backtrack. Don't backtrack. I turn to Karma. For some reason, I trust him more than I trust Delora or Parfait. Is this the truth? I was told the story of Hildir and her daughter, Lucette. They said you were the picture of elegance, but that you shared your mother's icy nature. But I don't think that's true at all. If Hildir was ice, then you most certainly are a warm fire. If my mother was witch, then What does that make me? You're a witch as well, whether or not you were ever taught to use magic. On your upcoming birthday, you'll become the Tambarium Bearer. So she is the bearer. Okay, she is the bearer. Do you realize how ridiculous this all sounds? Me, a witch? He never said anything. And now I can't even ask him if this is the truth because I'm cursed. Why would you even curse me? Oh! We didn't want a repeat of the tragedy, Lucette. No, okay, so Delore did curse her. I sat on your shelves for almost a year, Princess. There was ice in your heart. And if you had... No, it would have been a phenomenal plot twist. There was ice in your heart, and it would have... And if you had inherited the Turnberry in that state, who knows what would have happened? Then why didn't you just tell me any of this? Delore and Parfait looked at each other before dropping their gazes to the ground. If we had told you before, would you have been even bothered to listen? The king must have tried to do the same thing, and look how that turned out. You shut out everyone who tried to tell you about Hildir's true nature. That is probably true. Even now, I'm having trouble believing that they're telling me the truth. The whole world feels as if it is collapsing around me. I need to escape. I need to go out and be somewhere else, but why are the witches looking for me? You are the heir to the Tembarium. No doubt the evil witches want you on their side so they can continue wreaking havoc in Angelia with the fairy tale curse. Right? We are not, like, they could have definitely went about this a whole different way. They could have definitely, if they slowly, like, I understand you're trying to rush this before she becomes of age to get the, on my nose, before she gets the crystal. But you had plenty of time to help her. You're just now doing this because you didn't want to go the extra step to help her. Right. She could have played a fairy because they do believe in fairies. There are fairies. They could have made it possible. If they sent a parfait to her probably instead and made her seem like a fairy, they could have definitely worked it out. The men that were looking for Lucette were not witches, though. They were knights. Perhaps the witches and knights are working together? This must be part of Alacaster's scheme to steal the throne. What are you talking about? The reason why Garland and I left the Order of Calderia was because the king did not believe us about Alacaster's coup. How would he know of the princess's identity, though? Anyone who isn't a witch, a fairy, or isn't cursed shouldn't be able to remember her. But now we know that it is not just the witches looking for the princess, but the Knights of the Order of Calderia as well. They definitely have a description of her from someone. Lucette? Ooh, close up high. Karma reaches out a hand to touch my shoulder, and I flinch back before standing up. I cannot speak about this now. I want to be alone. Let her go. She'll need a lot of time to think. I leave everyone sitting at the table as I try to process the whirling thoughts in my mind. Hildir, my mother, the only person I ever thought loved me, was the Tembarium bearer, a witch, first witch to kill a human. I know, right? The witch that started the fairy tale curse. All this time I thought Mother was the only one who cared, but what if she never did? I stay in my room for a long time, trying to process everything I have been told. Days go by before I decide to leave the tavern again to watch Karma practice with the knights. These last few days, I felt hollow. Maybe seeing the normal practice will help me feel better. Maybe it will make me things feel like nothing's changed. When I arrive at the forest, however, only Karma is standing in the clearing. He's staring through the trees as if he sees something there, but his expression is solemn, almost sad. Eventually he sighs, shaking his head before turning in my direction. Lucette, don't put on a fake smile. I prepare myself for a response, but find that no words come to mind. I have not spoken to Karma since the talk about Mother and the witches, and any ease I felt with him before has slipped away. Still, I came here of my own, and I cannot just stand there being mute. I say the first thing that comes to my mind. Where are Jurian and Garland? I'll only train with Garland. Jurian is on patrol duty tonight. He'll be here later. I just came early. It seems you did too. Lucette, are you okay? I'm sorry I haven't been by to see you. It is not as if you owe that to me. I don't owe it to you, but I truly wanted to. I've just been busy these last few days scouting the town for information. As much as I want you to come with me, why would you ever have wanted to pair up with someone like me anyway? Why, Princess? That's because I am bitter and cold, and even though I want to change, all I can think about is myself. But now, I want to change because I do not want to be the same as Mother. Isn't that selfish? Maybe so, but I believe you are being selfish for the right reasons. An entirely selfless person can't survive in this world. Before we can make others happy, we have to be happy ourselves. That is a phenomenal quote. Holy moly. Before we can make others happy, we have to be happy ourselves. Karma, you have words of wisdom, my guy. Happy? Happy ourselves? Yes, an angry person holds resentment toward everyone, and it mars whatever good deeds they seek to do. That is why I cannot complete my good deeds. Wrong, you've already got one done. Recognizing the need for change is always a good thing, Lucette. New Discord status just dropped. He really did. Like, that is phenomenal. Regardless of the motivation, you are trying to become a better person. That is what matters. He takes a step toward me, then puts his hand on my shoulders and leans down until I can look right into his eyes. Karma's serious expression startles me as much as his touch. It is never too late for anyone to change. You taught me that. What? How could I have taught Karma anything? Do you mind if I tell you a story, Lucette? Or are we going to learn about his backstory? Please, please, please. We have so many options because you're making sure you can answer all of them. Oh, for sure I'm not going to move. With his face so close, all I can do is stare right into his eyes. Karma's hands tighten on my shoulders, and for a few moments I feel a slight panic rising in my chest. Then Karma steps away from me with a rough shake of his head. Karma? Next time I do that, Lucette, feel free to push me away. What? It's better that way. What does he mean by that? You never answered. Will you listen to my story? All right. Once upon a time in a land far, far away, there lived a crown prince from a kingdom called Brigantia. Brigantia is one of the neighboring kingdoms. So this isn't make-believe. Oh my fucking god, his name spells out Karma. That makes so much sense, though, why Lucette said they felt similar. I'm calling him Claude from now on. That's fine. I'll call him Claude as well. Claude's a good name. Claude and Karma. I'll probably switch between the two. But no, that makes so much sense since he has the Beauty and the Beast curse. It makes sense that he would be a prince. So good. His name was Claude Aldrich Renadal Matthews Almont. But because the nickname was such a mouthful, he settled for acronym as his nickname. At least around the palace, where it was acceptable. Claudia Aldrich. Karma? Prince Claude was a man who flaunted his beauty and talents to all that he met. He often used his title to get what he wanted. Prince Claude was a selfish man who felt he was entitled to everything that he had. He was vain and often left his castle unattended so that he could avoid his responsibilities. Then one day, he chanced upon a beautiful maiden in the town square. He led her around the whole day, being as charming as he possibly could. And then at the end of the day, he asked the woman to be his lover. She agreed, but their time together did not last long. Only weeks later, Prince Claude threw her away as one throws away an object and broke the woman's heart. And she cursed him. You dumb person. That beautiful maiden was a witch, but Prince Claude found out too late. Yep. The witch said she would make his beauty, his vanity, a curse. To make even beauty a curse? Ashamed of being cursed, Prince Claude donned a disguise and left his kingdom behind. He's been gone for nearly a year now, and most probably assume he's dead. But in truth, the prince has come to Angelia, seeking a way to break his curse. He had heard of a young lady named Lucette, who on her 18th birthday could dispel any curse. Karma. He looks so sad, I don't know how to comfort him. Claude?
Oh, he's blushing.
Karma. Claude turns a startling red as he stares at me, and for a few moments he does not speak. Then he bursts out laughing. I stare at him in shock, not understanding his reaction. I feel myself flush. Isn't that your real name? No, darling, it is. But hearing you say my name, well, it sounds so much softer out of your lips. I rather like it. My cheeks are warm again. How is it that he always is able to make me feel this way? I know, right? I will call you by that name if it makes you happy. Let's make it a secret between the two of us. I'm still Miss Karma here. Besides, I'd rather you kept that name of your name for my ears only. It makes me feel more special that way. More special? At that moment, Garland shows up for practice and Claude politely excuses himself. I watch the two of them trade blows. So she's now going to refer to him in her mind as Claude. That's phenomenal. Claude favors his other hand, but his blows still come quick, even with his injury. The more Claude tells me, the more I realize that he's like me. A noble curse for being selfish. But how do I help break his curse? Why can't he tell me? As practice is drawing to a close, Claude asks Garland the usual question. Have you confessed to Jurian yet? Garland only shakes his head in reply. The two men sheath their swords. Garland looks almost sad as he turns to make his way back to the tavern. He likes her, and yet he won't say anything. Why is that frustrating me so much? Garland? Yes, princess? Oh, we can help him? Oh, we're for sure gonna get this rolling. Tell her. Claude told me before that confessing is hard, but what Garland is going through looks even harder. Princess, you know I'm incapable. No, you think you're incapable, but if you never say anything to her, you'll never know. If I say something wrong, I risk losing everything that I already have with her. And if you say nothing, you risk losing what you could have had with her. Lucette is right. Maybe you should really tell her, Garland. But before Claude has admitted that Garland shouldn't confess to Jurian, what changed? If I mess this up... Let's try looking at it through another lens. Imagine that Garland is Lucette. How do you think she would like to be confessed to? We've all changed. We're all changed, baby. I frowned at the two men, arms crossed. Oh. Excuse me? Well, you and Jurian are very similar. You're both very straightforward. Confess to the princess? My eyes moved to Claude, but only fleetingly, for they are once again on Garland. You just need to do something simple, Garland. Something that will not rub her the wrong way. So stupid. That's so stupid, but I like that. A maiden's heart is ever fragile, and each woman is different. Claude is wearing an amused smile on his face, but he is looking at me. Not Garland. I feel my face flush and have to look away. Lucette, you're tomato red again. It's adorable. I crossed my arms over my rapidly beating heart again and forced a scowl on my face. No, I was just thinking about what Garland could do. Something simple, like when Karma kissed my hand. Garland kissing Jurian's hand is probably not a good idea. Maybe he could do what Claude and I did that one day in town. He can buy her some food and they can just talk. Garland, have you ever just asked Jurian out for food? Not alone. Jurian is particular and she always eats at the tavern. She's also always on duty if she's available. I'll take her patrol shift 2 nights from now then. Tomorrow, you can ask her out for a meal. You can make your invite a grand affair. We can drape banners on the walls and I can give you a rose. That sounds like a terrible idea. I am offended. I feel like if I did something like that for Jurian, she would get embarrassed and punch me. Sounds like another lady that I know. Claude grins at me, but I just roll my eyes. Garland, just ask her normally, and then when you're out and alone together, you can confess. And we'll make sure you have the time to do it. I'll purposely come late to practice tomorrow night so you can ask her out for that date. How does that sound? Hi, Hunter. You two really think I can do this? You just have to ask the question. Whatever follows will at least be an answer. Tomorrow night, then. Good man, I'm sure it will go swimmingly. Or I could drown. You won't drown, Garland. Garland excuses himself with a nervous smile before Claude turns to me explicitly with a mischievous grin. Now, Lucette. We'll come here early tomorrow and spy on them. We need to scope out a good spot. Spy on them? Of course. We need to make sure that our efforts pay off. I don't think we should. You don't want to see how it plays out? I mutually shake my head, unable to put my emotions into words. For some reason, I am imagining myself in Jurian's place. It feels too personal. Claude's likelessness suddenly springs to mind, and I feel my face grow hot again. Lucette, you've been oddly out of it today. Claude reaches out a hand toward me, then abruptly pulls away. I stare as he smiles at me, almost sheepishly. The conversation between us dies, and we turn to the Martian. Days pass, and though I did not spy on the conversation between Jurian and Garland, I noticed that Garland has been smiling from ear to ear during his practice with Claude recently. I can only assume that his confession went well. Claude took the patrol shift tonight, and as I lay in bed, I am restless. Every time I watch Claude practice with Jurian and Garland, I'm reminded of the palace, of Fritz. Dude, stop thinking about another guy. Again, we know Fritz is cursed, but... I wonder how Fritz is doing. Is he still practicing with the other knights? My thoughts darken as I recall the kidnapping. Claude had to save me every single time. He got injured saving me. Unable to sleep, I slip out of bed and make my way to the reception room. The night air is cool, and no one stops me from standing just outside of the Martian. I don't need... no, I understand that, but at the same time... We're not trying to romance him. Besides, if he wanted to find her... Yeah. No, there can be niceness, but I don't know. It's just weird because okay, so here's the thing: the only reason why the people are trying to kidnap her is because Fritz was ranting about how there's a missing princess, and Arlson, his father, wants to overrule the throne. So they're using the information they got from Fritz to find her, try to capture her. But at the same time, Fritz didn't know this, and he is cursed because he remembers her. We still don't know what his curse is, so I'm curious how that's gonna go. But there's just a lot of questions. I bet you we're gonna go and find Fritz. Maybe it's Pinocchio? Ooh. I cannot just sit back and do nothing anymore. I have to act. Maybe he can't lie. No one believes him. Ooh, wait, but... I really want to meet him now, just so I know his curses. I do not want Claude to get hurt because of me again. Eventually I see Claude approach. He looks tired and is moving more slowly than usual, but when he sees me, his lips quirk into a smile. Lucette, what are you doing out here tonight, love? Love instead of darling? That's new. Oh, we're going up a step, huh? Yee. Hello, Claude. Oh, his little blush. His face is dark red again. If you're using... If you're using my real name, I suppose you've come to ask for something serious? We love the blushes. How could he know that? I do need to ask something of you. Well, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm right here, love. What? Oh, is this about... Oh, this is not about... Never mind. I'm asking if you will be my instructor. For some reason, I seem to have caught Claude off guard. He stares at me for a few moments. What? I want to learn how to use a sword. I want you to be my instructor. Claude's expression becomes uncuriously serious. I'd rather you didn't learn how to use a sword. I do not want you to have to keep protecting me. I don't mind protecting you. I do. Claude sighs and shakes his head. Princess shouldn't be using swords. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet. You are. I do not want you to get hurt again when I could do something about it. Teach me, please. Claude? Once again, he flushes. It seems to be an instant reaction, and it is both amusing and enduring. It won't be easy. I wasn't expecting it to be. Claude stares at me for a long time before finally letting out a heavy sigh. Fine. I'll train you. You won't learn in a day, but I can teach you the essentials. You can use one of the knight's training swords. Thank you. Music to my ears. Meet me in the clearing in 10 minutes. 10 minutes? What? You said you wanted to train, so we will. Don't expect me to go easy on you. Aren't you tired? He looked exhausted when he came in. And now he wants to train? Are you trying to get out of training? I am not. Claude shakes his head, but he is smiling. I'll see you there in a few minutes, love. Moonlight spills through the leaves, illuminating the forest with gentle light. Long minutes pass, and as I stand in the clearing, I begin to feel restless. Oh, is he okay? Well, I hope he's okay. It isn't like Claude to be late. Is he tending to his injury? I hear rustling leaves and turn immediately to see what the disturbance is, but the minute I do, I am pulled back by a strong force and my world goes dark. Before I can scream, I hear a gentle voice in my ears. Lesson 1, Lucette. When apprehended by an enemy that you can't see, remain calm and use your 5 senses to judge how best to get the upper hand. This voice is coming from right behind me. Oh. Oh. I become aware that this is the closest he's ever been to me. Hikyo. With my back pressed to his chest like this. I haven't even finished the story yet. I haven't even finished it once. We started, we were like, ooh, karma. And we're on karma. Or Claude. No, I'm loving it. It's such a good story. I became aware that this is the closest he's ever been to me, with my back pressed to his chest like this. Panicking disorients the mind. That is why you must remain cool under any circumstances. Oh, they changed his name to Claude now. Let's go. How could I not panic? Any normal person would panic. Still, I try to force myself to be calm. Lesson 2. Enemies will often let down their guards when they think they have the upper hand. Catch your opponent off guard by remaining calm and locating this weakness with your senses. I try to calm myself as Claude instructs, and I feel it is a bit easier, but only because I know it is Claude. An opening? I move as quickly as I can, stepping forward so that I can swing an elbow back at Claude's stomach. Before that happens, Claude has pulled me back to him, closing whatever distance I had to put between us. In the process, he moves his hand from my eyes to my mouth. I can once again see the forest, but my words are muffled beneath his hand. Another thing to remember, you won't always be able to catch your enemy off guard by throwing punches or hits at them. Your opponent will usually always be stronger than you, Lucette. Remember what I said about the weakness? Enemies will often let their guards down when they believe they are winning. Just like I have. An opening. A thought occurs to me as I glance around me and then down at Karma's bandaged hand. Karma's bandaged hand is over my mouth. Is this an opportunity or a trick? I understand why they gave me 9 slots. Okay. What will you do, princess? What kind of tackle will remove you from my grasp? We're gonna bite him. This one? Oh, we don't even have a good footing. I don't know how we would topple him. Biting his hand. I'm going to feel terrible about this, but I have to try. I try to switch my head to get enough space to bite down. Even Claude cannot hold me completely still as I squirm. Eventually, the hand over my mouth moves just enough for me to open my mouth, but I falter. I cannot bite the hand that I injured. Even Claude was suspecting you to bite, ma'am. Unable to do anything else, I mutely shake my head and hear Claude groan. In one swift motion, he pushes me down to the ground, pinning my hands by my head as he frowns at me. You're not even going to try and find an opening? I glare at him. I'm not going to bite your hand. Bite my hand? I didn't even think of that. But you made it obvious. You put your hand over my mouth. I meant for you to try moving my hand, pushing back a person's thumb. usually causes their grip to loosen. How was I supposed to know that? Ooh, we got another thing. Let's go. Experience is the best means of practice, as they say. I have a complaint about that particular lesson, but I withhold it. That was a pretty good attempt, love, but not good enough, I'm afraid. I wasn't expecting you to come at me like that. I was expecting sword practice. You weren't expecting a man to kidnap you in the alleyway, were you? I glare up at him, unable to say anything because he is right. You're oddly quiet. It is hard to find an opening to hurt you when you are not really my enemy. He does not move, but continues to stare at me. His face is close to mine, close enough to... What exactly? Lucette, do you trust me to protect you? That's not the point. I need to be able to protect myself. Because you're planning on investigating the witches on your own? No, I want to be able to protect myself because I do not want you getting hurt protecting me. Claude leans down and I can feel his hair on my cheek. For a few moments, everything slows to stop, and all I can hear is my heartbeat and his slow breathing. Once you set your mind to something, you don't let go, do you? Claude pulls away from me before I can respond, and he's standing again, offering me a hand. Let's get started with some sword work then. The pleasant smile is back on his face, and I can never tell what he's thinking at times like this. What are you really like, Claude? Chapter 7, Thorny Rose. When I return to the Martian later that night, my hands are scratched and I can think I might have bruises on my arms. Claude was not joking when he said he would not go easy on me, but he did compliment me more than once. Lucette, I've hit you quite a few times and you haven't uttered a single complaint. Impressive. Crying is for the weak. Though everyone should be sleeping, I notice that the light is still on at the tavern. I see Jurian and Garin up at a table speaking with each other and laughing. If Claude had come back with me, he would be happy to see this. You two are still up? They are not even surprised when they turn to face me. Good days like this are even better when stretched. I haven't been off duty in a long time. Did you both have a good time tonight? It was great. Garland knows these little places in town that I've never even heard of before. I noticed that Jurian is more energetic than usual, her smile a little wider than normal. I wonder if she's drunk. I'm going to get another drink. Another drink? Garland leans in toward me, his voice hushed. We already brought a replacement bottle when we were out today. We would never take anything from the Martian without money. Right, is Jurian drunk? Oh no, Princess, tipsy. It's like a buzz, fades a lot quicker. Oh. Garland and I watched Jurian as she refills her glass at the bar. I have to thank you, Princess. I would have never asked her out if you and Karma had insisted on it. So you told her? Garland looks at me with a pleased smile. I'll take that as a yes. She didn't really realize much until later. I just asked her out for food and she thought that was all it was. Maybe Garland really did need to be told bluntly. What happened? Okay, let me real quick get some water, because I'm feeling lightheaded and I need water. Be right back. Yeah, I got some water. I'll drink some more, though. Okay. Okay. I, told her. And we talked and remembered old times. He sounds like an old man. And I held her hand. I noticed Garland flinches ever so slightly, but he's smiling. He looks pleased with himself. And the night's not over yet, so... He trails off with a hopeful smile, before he raises his eyebrow at me. What about you and Karma? What about us? I've asked him to train me. Train? Princess, you've asked him to teach you how to use a sword? What's this? Our princess is going to pick up a sword. Jurian returns to the table, but I am too tired to properly join in the conversation. I should leave them to their conversation and head to bed. I need to get some rest if I want to start practicing at night. I excuse myself to head upstairs. Oh. Ooh, who do we run into? I am startled awake by excruciatingly bright light. It is momentarily, and when it is over, I am sitting in my bed, dazed and confused. My eyes burn. My hand flies to the pendant around my neck, where I see the second glass slipper with another piece. Oh. There's another piece. But when did I do another good deed? I grasp the necklace tightly in my hand as I make my way to the tavern. Everyone is doing their pre-morning chores when I get to the tavern area. I notice Karma glaring off into space, and then not far from him, 2 knights. They haven't been up to all night, have they? I make my way slowly over to them. Even back then, you were like some kind of shadow, weren't you? You don't have to hide it. It was obvious you were tailing me back then. It was only because I was worried about you. I realized you really didn't have to follow me, Lan. Oh, she's calling him by nickname. I'm glad you did. Lan? Jurin. Oh, shush. First used to call you that too. Lan is Garland's childhood nickname. He still gets embarrassed when I call him that. I see, so what are you two talking about? Oh, we were just reminiscing. I look at the two of them critically for a few moments, before waiting for them to say something. They both exchange a glance before looking at me confused. Well? Well, what? How did your date go last night? Garland makes a sound and turns beet red. Jurin's eyebrows quirk, and then she laughs. Oh, that? It went well. So well, in fact, that you can see that the two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company. Jurin is usually busy taking her rounds around the Martian with a scowl on her face. She looks happier being here with Garland, more relaxed. You might even say that we're dating. Isn't it funny how red he gets, Princess? You were blushing just as much yesterday when I... Yes, she did. One more word, Lan, and I swear I'll punch you. And that just confirms, yes, they were. Two of them are both blushing now, and the scene is oddly comical. Who knew that 2 great knights of the Order of Cadella could be so easily undone? Both of you were amusing to watch. 2 of them stare at me, suddenly sullen-faced. I suddenly remember that one conversation the knights all had at the castle. They were talking about how they all had personal reasons for being knights, despite the fact they all served the king. I had always thought Jurin and Garland were stoic and honorable, that their only reason for joining knights was a sense of justice. Seeing them here, though, without that stoic facade, they feel more like people. My curiosity is piqued. Do you mind if I ask what your reasons were for becoming knights? Oh, my father was a knight. He put his life on the line for this kingdom. Durin's father was a living legend in his own right, and he had the medals to back it up. My father wasn't around a lot, but I always admired him. Judging by the look on Durin's face, it is clear to me that she really loves her father. My mother died when I was young, and because my father couldn't be around all the time to take care of me, I ended up practically living with Lon and his family. Lon always got annoyed when I called him my brother. Now I know why. Oh, so he's had a crush since childhood. My guy, you are patient. You are really patient to wait this long to tell her how you feel. Respectable. Commendable. I am truly proud of Garland right now. Durin wanted to follow in her father's footsteps. Then why did you join the Knights, Garland? Because he wanted to watch over me. I never knew you blushed so easily, Garland. Garland seems to blush even harder at that, and Durin's laughter becomes infectious. I feel amusement begin to bubble up as I watch the two of them. But a cold voice cuts through the laughter, and the atmosphere like a hot blade through ice. Could you keep it down over there? I turn and see that Claude's eyes, normally so warm, are cold. His usual smile is gone, replaced with a deep skull. Oh, we're sorry. He's still glaring at the two of them. Oh, I can tell him about the necklace. Karma, I got another piece of my necklace. Another good deed. Claude turns his gaze to me, but the frown doesn't disappear. That's nice, darling. He went to calling me darling. His voice is calm, but flat and lacks any enthusiasm. That felt lackluster and oddly disappointing. A good deed. Congratulations, princess. Close to breaking your curse. What did you get the good deed for? I'm not sure, actually. Maybe it was for helping Lon confess? I hear you and Karma went out of your way to help make it happen. That happened yesterday, though. Maybe the magic was waiting to see what became of Garland and I? Claude makes a dismissive hand gesture from his table, frowning. If you two insist on being so affectionate, you should get a room. Affectionate? Durin's smile has faded away into a dangerous scowl. Where Garland looks confused, Durin looks notably irritated. The shadow is still there on his face. What is happening here? Do we comfort him or do we scold him? If I scold him, he'll probably lash out at me, but if I comfort him, won't he feel like I'm trying to take pity on him? I'll comfort him. It really is, because there's always a double-edged sword. Something must really be bothering him. I should be patient with him, just like he is with me. But before I can even think about what I'm doing, I reach out to grab his hand. Was that a slap? He just slapped my hand away. You shouldn't just reach out to touch a person without giving them some warning. People are saying snow fell. I've never heard anything about that. If we look at the Beauty and the Beast scenario, maybe he's running out of time. Possibly. Maybe what he has to do to break his curse is that he has to help people fall in love. Ooh, you know what? I'm so curious. He does that all the time with me. I pull my hand back, and at the same moment, Claude's expression falls. He looks at me with an almost pained expression on his face. No, wait, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Silence descends for a few moments before Claude abruptly stands up from his table. Excuse me. Claude returns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with the two knights. I wonder what's wrong with him. You think we've been running him too thin because of practice? I do not think it's you two. I get the feeling that Claude holds himself back from saying what he means sometimes. Sometimes he acts strange, distant. And recently he's getting more and more moody. Princess? I look over at Anais, who is smiling apologetically. Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Broom is getting kind of restless. Time to sweep, I suppose. Well, maybe cleaning will help get my mind off of things. Oh yeah, the rest of the day goes by slowly. I am stuck cleaning the most of my day and then serving later. At one point I speak with Delora about the knights that had attempted to kidnap me. She tells me that she and Parfait are meeting later to discuss their suspicions. I still don't understand what their suspicions are, when Sir Alacaster cannot possibly know who I am. My hands are sore by the end of the night, but I still feel like I can practice with the sword. I notice that both Jurian and Garland look restless too. Garland eventually leaves for patrol, while Jurian remains at the table, looking deep in thought. I do not want to bother her, so I decide to try and find Claude. I go to his room, but find that the door is locked. Karma? Are we training tonight? No answer. My heart sinks. Is he not speaking to me? Did I do something wrong? For days, Claude stayed in his room, only leaving when he had to be on patrol. A few times I see Parfait go into his room, but she refuses to talk about what is bothering him. It feels so useless. When Claude did appear in the tavern or out in the town, he still had that terrible grimace on his face. Look, I really don't want to talk right now. If you're so frustrated with me, why not just ignore me? No, I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not in the right state of mind. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. Please. I am really beginning to worry about him. Today I am in town running errands with Waltz for Parfait. It has been almost a week since Claude started acting so strangely, so I thought I needed to do something for him. I know he likes dresses, and he told me once that he likes roses, but can I really find something that will cheer him up? Perhaps he would like some jewelry? Waltz, do you remember where that jewelry store Karma likes is? I don't go there very often, so unfortunately no. Princess, is this a good deed? What you're doing right now, did you think it would be a good deed? Good deeds need to be selfless, right? Generally, yes. I doubt this will count as selfless. I am doing this to cheer Karma up. That sounds pretty selfless. But it's also so that he goes back to teach me how to fight instead of sulking in his room. I've heard that Karma has been teaching you how to use a sword. Why do you want to learn how to fight? Because I want to be able to protect myself. It's not like I can use magic. At least sword fighting gives me an advantage. I'm sorry, Princess. I wish I could teach you magic, but it doesn't work when you're under a curse. But on your 18th birthday, when you become the Tenebarium bearer, you'll be able to use magic. I'll instruct you if you want me to. That would be nice. Though it does not solve my current problem. What would cheer Claude up? Walt starts chuckling beside me, and I turn to look at him confused. Karma is important to you, isn't he? He's my partner, and he's helped me. He has also been patient with me and smiled even when I've said some really inconsiderable things to him. I'm glad, Princess, that he's your friend. My friend? Claude does not feel like a friend. He feels like something else. Oh, Princess, is this the one you were searching for? Waltz points to a peddler spouting different kinds of jewelry, and I instantly make my way towards it. There are all kinds of glittering things displayed, and for a few moments I feel myself drawn to everything. Then I notice the price tags. I barely have any money left from when the king gave me that pouch. Can't afford any of this. Maybe we should do our errands first, and then look for a gift. Maybe we'll find something as we look through the stores. But if I don't get Claude's gift today, I may not be able to give it to him tonight. Princess? Mmm. This is a good. Do the errands first. Walt has a good point. We might find something while we do the errands, and then we can get out of the way. Besides, it is not right for me to put Claude above everyone else. We spend a few hours gathering supplies needed for the tavern, and only then do we start looking again for Claude's gift. Princess, I can hold more of these bags for you. It's fine. I am used to carrying lots of bags. Does Karma make you carry them around? Princess, you should really tell him off. He does a lot of other things for me, but next time I think I will. So long as he gets out of his room sometime soon. I really hope he does. Hey, Princess. But now the problem is find something that he'll like. What does Claude like? Princess! There's no reason for you to shout. Walt shakes his head at me, but he's smiling. Let me offer you a deal. A deal? If you help me set up one of my puppet shows, I'll pay you. You earn money from your puppet shows? I get tips, so what do you say? I won't go easy on you, though. Yes, I'll help you. Why do you seem so surprised? I was just thinking that everyone's right. You really changed, Princess. Maybe having Karma as a partner really was a good idea. Being partners with Claude may have changed me for the better, but I doubt I have done the same for him. I'm sure Karma would be very happy that you were buying him a gift. Receiving gifts from Myers isn't the same thing as you getting him something. He receives gifts from a Myers? For a few moments, I think about the woman who chased us in the town a few weeks ago. I feel a little upset at stab in my heart. Small things. I'm able to treat him to dessert every so often. I saw a lot of it when we did errands together. I always make Karma accept those gifts without killing the man. Killing the man? It's dramatic, but it sounds like Karma. He punched Rumpel when he asked him to marry him, joke or not. Karma wears his disguise to be convincing, but then gets angry when people fall for it. He is still very much a child. You know how he is. He doesn't like being flirted with. Walt, do you know anything else about Karma's curse? His curse? He never really talks about it. Claude may be even more stubborn than me if he is not letting anyone help him with his curse. Waltz and I continue our search for the gift. Waltz tells me that I can look for something a bit more expensive, and he'll just put me to work on another day helping him with his puppets. Oh, so we're helping puppet making? Okay. I return to the jeweler peddler we found earlier. Hello, madame. Hello, madam, sir. What can I help you with today? Do you have any sort of rose-shaped jewelry here? The man refers to a box full of many different rose-shaped earrings. He then shows me a necklace, and I realize belatedly that it is as if I am searching for something for Miss Karma, not Claude. My eyes scan the glass, nearly in defeat, for a little rose catches my attention in the back of the display window. It has a chain connected to it, but it doesn't seem long enough to be a necklace. What's that one? That's our simple rose pendant, madame. Comes with a chain, but it can also be pinned to the chest. Man takes it out of the display case so I can look at it. It does have a chain, though. I'm confused. This is fancy, but not completely flashy. I feel a little click as I press my fingers to the pendant, and I realize that it can also open. Oh, yes, you can also put something small inside of it. This is perfect. I look at the price tag, and after making sure that it is not too expensive, I pay the shopkeeper. Walt pays an additional fee, and then we walk back toward the Martian together. Rose locket. Pretty much. When we return to the Martian, I go to my room to tuck the lock into my drawer before I head to the tavern to finish the rest of my chores. Just as I expected, Claude is not downstairs today either. Jurian and Garland have taken training with each other, though they seem agitated that Claude is not helping them. At the end of the day, I hurry to my room, where I write a few words on a piece of paper that I put into my locket. Oh, are we writing him something? A normal rose would have withered, so I offer this one instead, in heartfelt thanks. I hold the locket tightly in my hand, and start towards Claude's room. Why is my heart beating so fast? I'm just giving him a gift. I pause at Claude's door, remembering the last time I entered his room. I'm sure it's okay if I just go in. I open up the door to Claude's room, which is thankfully not locked, and step inside. Claude is sitting motionlessly in front of his mirror, shoulders slumped as he stares at his reflection. He's shirtless, and there's that tattoo. It seems different. Claude does not notice me at first. I notice that his hand goes to the tattoo over his chest, and then I hear him heave a heavy sigh. Slowly, I close the door behind me. It clicks, and that is when he suddenly turns to look at me. At first, there's just shock on his face, and then suddenly, anger. Again, why do you do this again, Lucette? I came to give you something. I tightly grip the locket in my hands as I stare at him. And this was so important, so very essential that you once again missed knocking on my door for simple delivery. His voice slices through my heart. I wanted it to be a surprise. I am not in the mood for surprises, princess. He has thorns around his thing now. In no time at all, Claude is suddenly right in front of me, his hands outstretched on either side of me, pinning me to the wall against the door. His face is so close, his expression so fierce that I cannot even bring myself to think of a way out. The only thing I can do is stare at him levelly, without getting angry, without crying. I will not show any weakness. Why? Why aren't you struggling or screaming at me? That's what the Lucette that I know would do. Then you do not know me as much as you think you do. And you know nothing about me. I already have a retort prepared when I stop, realizing that he is right. I barely know anything about him. No, I don't, but I like to. Why do you insist on poking your nose into others' business? We're partners. That's the only reason. It has to be. I am supposed to help you, so why do you keep secrets from me? Help me. His lips quirk, but his smile is sardonic. Claude, I want to help you. In the silence that ascends between us, I find that I cannot help but look at Claude's tattoo, at the thorns twirling around the rose. It is beautiful, but it also seems so lethal. When I glance at Claude again, he looks chestfallen, his eyes glittering like he might be on the verge of tears. Secrets are secrets for a reason, princess. You should know that. If I could speak about them, I would, but I can't. And you bursting into my room without any notice only makes it harder. Harder for what? Princess, you can't imagine what all feels like. What is he talking about? And that woman? I thought we were meant to be. Possibly. She was so lovely. Her smile as bright as the sun. Claude's eyes are far away. That's why, never again. Then you ruined everything. Lucette, you cut me down like... I push my hands against Claude's chest, catching him off guard and forcing him to stumble back. I cannot take any of this. If I ruined everything, then I'll just leave. You can have all of the time in the world to yourself then. The locket I've bought for him burns in my hand, and I end up throwing it at his feet. Lucette, wait! I ignore him as I run from the room. When I return to my room and lock my door, I feel too hollow inside for tears. It hurts to breathe when I think of Claude. I eventually manage to fall asleep, only have snatches of restless dreams when my eyes finally close. I know. Ooh. We learn about their love life. Mother, are you and Father in true love? Like the fairy tales? I thought I forbade you to speak of fairy tales. Have you been reading them? No, Mother. I overheard someone in the palace talking about them today. Then I shall have to find that person and make sure they know what an appropriate topic of conversation in the palace this is. But, Mother, the true love in fairy tales sounds so nice. Do you think I can fall in true love with a princess? Dearest one, true love like that does not exist. But the love between a mother and her child is the truest kind. It cannot be replaced by anything else. All other kinds of love is an illusion. My love is all you will ever need. Do you understand me, my heart? Yes, mother. Chapter 8, The Lost Prince. Keep your stand straight, princess. Durin gives me the warning, but too late on purpose. I can see the smile on her face as she effortlessly slides past my defenses and taps me on the shoulder with her wooden sword. I got you. Again. For the last few days, I have been practicing with Durin and Garland because Claude still hasn't come out of his room. The knights offer to train me, and right now they are teaching me about ways to hold a sword. This is slow, but Claude did tell me I wouldn't be able to master the sword so quickly. Claude. He made me so angry that one day that I could not even properly give him my gift. Yet I still feel sad that he is not even here to teach me anything. Sorry, I have to stretch. Oh, I just popped my back. Oh, that felt nice. Yeah, the best sound to listen to. Come on, princess, focus. I jolt out of my rear view and nod at Durin. Okay. I ready myself for her next strike and once again get tapped. This time on the hip. I probably could do that because I go through I drink so much water a day. Garland takes over with Durin and then we do rounds where I try to hit them with certain strikes. They are both good at teaching, but it does not feel the same as Claude's instructions. His lessons seemed like they were out of a book. Don't worry, princess, it always starts out slow. Lon was just as slow at training, but look at him now. Garland whips his head around in Durin's direction, his face turning deep red. Durin, that nickname. You're so much fun to tease, Lon. She beams at him and then laughs at his embarrassed face. Our practice goes on for a few more minutes before the knights tell me to wrap it up for the night. I think I am going to stay out here for a little bit. Princess, you know it's dangerous out here at night. If I don't return in 10 minutes, you can come back and check on me too. Durin seems unconvinced, but she eventually nods. Fine, but keep your guard up, princess. I watch the two knights as they head back. I see Garland put his arm around Durin's waist, pulling her close. Oh my god, yes. I turn away from the sight, ignoring the heavy feeling in my stomach. I'll just practice the swings for 5 more minutes. The only thing I can hear in the clearing while I practice is my shallow breathing and the wind in my ears. I know, like, I love this side romance that's happening. Phenomenal. Something breaks my concentration, however. I see a glimmer of color in the forest, and I instantly stop, my hands growing tense on the wooden sword. What was that? I glance around my surroundings, and I freeze when I feel a hand on my shoulder. I can feel someone's breath on my neck. This all feels familiar. Is this Claude? Turn and put your sword at him. We have to show that we've listened to what he's learned. I'm pretty sure I recognize Claude's hand, but because I know it's him, I also know what he want me to do. I duck away from his hand and turn quickly to... I can't. No, because if we do that, then he'll probably say like, oh, so you're not learning anything. This way we can confront him. We can make him face anything. Not because if we put our hand over him, he'll think he's forgiven for how he acted. No, we had to teach him. How he acted was not okay. Took away from his hand and turned quickly to point my sword. Tip of the wood is at his neck, and for a few stunned moments, I think I've won. Even Claude looks surprised. It's really him. But then Claude's hand have moved, and he has one hand over my wrist and the other on my hand. Master Ward. Good, Lucette. You realized you had an opening, but you broke your concentration. Claude. Claude removes his hand, allowing me to lower my sword. I'm sorry, Lucette. I feel my breath catch in my throat when Claude holds out the rose pendant that I got for him. I feel my cheeks flush. You accidentally left this beautiful thing in my room when I came to return it. Return it? Yes, you left it in my room, and so I only thought it appropriate to bring it back to you. Do you really think I left it there on accident? Why would I leave it in your room on accident? What? I bought it for you, and I wanted to give it to you, but you were acting so strangely, and... Claude's eyes widened, the surprise clear on his face. Lucette, you bought this for me? Why does he look so shocked? Claude looks at me in awe for a few moments. His eyes go back down to the locket. He traces a finger around the traces his finger. He is an idiot, Your Honor. He really is. He traces a finger around the intricate shape. His eyebrows slowly furrowing. It's to thank you for everything that you've done for me. Lucette. This is beautiful. He lets the chain fall through his fingers as he stares at the rose pendant with adoration. I feel my heartbeat stutter as he turns to regard me with the same gentle smile. He leans forward and my breathing stops as he reaches out to hold up my glass slipper necklace. He's standing so close to me. You really are a good person, Lucette. You completed your second good deed. I think some kind of congratulations is in order. Is there anything you want that I can give to you? I look up at him and notice that Claude's smile doesn't reach his eyes. He still looks so sad. I feel like there is so much that I want from Claude, but I do not want to ask for something that might make him sad. Ooh. I think the second one. I want you to smile, but at the same time, would that be like rude? These are getting tough choices. Because I feel like if we say we want a hug, that might hurt him because his thing has to do with love. Because he was ranting about how he thought he would have a romantic life with this girl, and then it went away. So I think I want you to smile. Like we're choosing his happiness over ours. Is probably. I think that's what I'll do. I want you to smile. Yeah. Claude looks at me, his expression puzzled. He chuckles softly. But I am smiling. No, I want a real smile. One that isn't so sad. Yep. Ah, you saw right through me. We have been partners for long enough. How about this one? He smiles a little awkwardly, and the quirk of his lips looks more embarrassed than bright. I raise an eyebrow in confusion. No need for that look, darling. I really do appreciate your worry for me. Karma suddenly stops, eyes wide. He puts his hand on his chest and takes a step away from me, his fingers clutching at the fabric of his shirt. What just happened? Claude has a pained expression on his face, only making me more anxious. Not now. Claude, are you okay? What's wrong? Lucette, don't worry about it. He lowers his hand with a pained smile slowly fading from his face. This does little to reassure me. Was it my fault you were locked in your room for so long? He just looks so pained to be anywhere near me. No. Most definitely not. I was feeling under the weather. And also bitter. Bitter? Why would he feel bitter? But it's not for you to worry about, darling. For now, we should head back. It's late, and you need rest. I just got back from patrol, so I would like to rest as well. Is there anything else I can do for you? No, sweet Lucette. You've already done enough for me. Ooh, possibly. He clutches the rose locket to his chest and sighs out a little with a gentle smile. The smile feels real to me. This is a beautiful gift, and I will treasure it always. Thank you, Lucette. Now, shall we head back? I nod at him and we silently walk back to the Martian. When we make it back to the tavern, I feel tired, but also lighter than I have for weeks. Claude wishes me a good night before slowly walking off to his room, holding the rose lock I gave him tightly. Today I am walking around town to do some errands with Claude. It has been quite a few while since we have done this. Though we are here to run errands, there is also something else that drew me into town today. Yesterday, Waltz came back to the Martian and told us an announcement the king was making today. Apparently that message had been posted for at least a week's time, but Waltz had only caught onto it after hearing about it from the crowds after one of his pup shows. I am not sure what this announcement entails, but I feel that I need to see the king make it with my own eyes. I can see more people miling about than usual, which means most of them must be waiting for the king to speak. I have a bad feeling about this. It is not strange for the king to make an announcement, but this feels so sudden. With everything else that's happened to me, I feel on edge. Whoa, Lucette, you made these bags around sound a lot lighter than they've actually be. Stop complaining, Miss Karma. You get the valuable experience out of carrying bags. Seeing Claude complain is amusing, especially since I know he can't handle the load. I feel like a servant. What does that make me when you made me carry all those bags before? An assistant? I roll my eyes at him. We're both working at the Martian, you know. And then the thought strikes me. What do you even do at the Martian? Claude looks surprised at my question, but then he quickly smiles at me. I train the knights, of course. I also attract customers with my beautiful reputation. I start laughing and Claude's face flushes. Darling, I get the feeling you're laughing at me. I wonder. We finish up the rest of our errands and then sit down in the town plaza to rest. Claude leaves briefly and then returns with a slice of cake for both of us to share as snack. Wow, so these ones are like small. We were in chapter 5. I have a lot of things I want to ask him, and now feels like the right time to do so. May I ask you a question? Of course, darling, anything. Do you enjoy dressing like a woman? I don't mind it, really. I appreciate the beauty in anything. You girls get to wear quite an assortment of lovely dresses and makeup. It's quite beautiful. I feel more comfortable in my own clothes, but I don't mind dresses. I guess if you had to wear dresses for so long, you'll get used to it. I have another question. And what would that be? When I was in your room the other day, you spoke about a woman. Were you talking about the witch who cursed you? Oh no, the woman I was talking about. He suddenly goes silent and lowers his head. His expression fades into something more melancholy, and I feel my heart lurch. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this up. To my surprise, Claude starts talking. Shortly after I came to Angela, there was a woman that I met whose smile was as radiant as sunshine. She was beautiful, and when she laughed, everything felt right about the world. Hearing him talk about her makes me uncomfortable. Am I jealous? Claude watches me quietly as if he is measuring my expression. Eventually, he goes back to speaking. I knew her for many months. Time passed, and I thought we were truly in love, and then He goes silent for a few moments, his eyes distant, expression pained. Well, something's happened, and I realized she only loved me because of my curse. She was drawn to me just as any other woman is. She seems so genuine in comparison to other women, but in the end, Claude trails off and lets out an exhausted sigh. You were truly in love with her? I was. I've dated many women, but I've never fallen in love with someone who has honestly loved me back. So then the last person he loved was that woman. Claude looks at me, and for a few moments he does not speak. Lucette, do you mind if I ask you a question? No, I don't mind. Have you ever loved anyone? My mother, of course. I was referring to a romantic kind of love. Romantic kind of love? What does that kind of love feel like? Allow me to enlighten you. He smiles at me and is surprisingly genuine. I can feel simultaneously like floating and sinking. Your heart shudders and you worry about small things, about offending this other person in some way. You wonder if they'll like what you're wearing or if they prefer a sandwich to a casserole when you treat them for dinner. You begin to find beauty in all the things that they do. Their presence makes you feel complete in a way you have never thought of before. You try to imagine life without the person and find that you cannot. To even consider such a thing is painful. So much that it feels like it might break your heart. Claude continues talking, but my mind is already whirling. Though he praises things in a way that still feel unnecessary and dramatic, I feel a ting of familiarity. Things he's describing, those are the things I feel when I am with him. Before I can say anything, we can hear the sound of hooves, and both of us turn. I can see the procession of knights along with the king on his horse. He normally rides in town like this, but today he's not smiling, and there are way too many knights riding with him. Is that Sir Alcaster? Oh, we can finally see what he looks like. Let us go find a place to stand and watch. As you wish. Claude walks with me into the crowd gathering around the king, and we find a spot to speculate at the very edge, closer to the alleyways. My beloved citizen of Angela, I have come before you today to make an important announcement. Ever since I was given this crown, I have sworn to live my life for the people, to rule in all fairness, so that our kingdom could enjoy great peace. Crowd breaks into applause. I stare at the king, an uneasy feeling in my stomach when I notice that there is sadness in his eyes, though he is smiling. Then I notice Sir Alcaster appears to be hiding a smile. I do not like where this is going. The king's speech goes on for long minutes after that, with him detailing the commitments he made, the goals he set, and finally, his love for the people. He's going to give up his crown, isn't he? He's going to give up his crown. The audience around us claps and cheers, but Claude and I are silent. Something is not right. I nod in response. To this day I keep this promise. I would never break this oath, for it is the foundation of which I rule. The audience claps again, but I am silent, watching the king intently. Unfortunately, the unwelcome news that I bring to you today gives me reason to hand this foundation over to someone else. I have fallen terminally ill. The king's proclamation is met with shocked and angry chattering from the audience. I cannot hear anything that is being said over the cacophony of voices, but I know the audience is assenting. I stiffen as I stare at the king. He is lying. I can tell by the firm set of his jaw and the way his eyes flicker across the crowd faster than they ought to. The king has lied to me so many times before I can recognize when he does it. I know that this unfortunate news must come as a shock, but this is an illness for which there is no current cure. As for the question of my successor, he trails off a few months, and I think I see something in his eyes that hints at urgency, but I am not sure why. He's going to explain it. Okay, he's explaining. Crown Prince Emily is unmarried and still too young to rule on her own. I feel like paying him irritation and confusion. Another lie. Emily could rule just fine with the help of Sir Mithros and others. After much thought, I've come to the conclusion that our kingdom, which still continues to face danger from the witches, is best put in the capable hands of the commander of the Order Caldera, Sir Alcaster. He didn't even mention Rod. Wait, he didn't mention Rod in the slightest. What happened to Rod? What? Oh, he is. I cannot hide my shock. The rest of the audience reacts similarly. Their sudden outbursts are testament to their confusion. While I will be providing support and assistance from the silence, I cannot be in all good grace continuing to wear this crown when I know I cannot serve my people as they deserve. But it's weird that Emily would be the one he talks about first, though. I don't know. Maybe the queens in this kingdom have more power than the kings. I don't know. It's very confusing. Simply put, I believe that the witches have gained more power in the recent months, and that Sir Alcaster is best suited to deal with these conflicts. The fairy tale curse runs more rampant these days, and there have been more reports of incidents involving magic. The murmuring continues, except now the townfolk sound panic. This cannot be true. true. There's so many hope, unless something happened to Rod and Ophelia. Alcaster could be holding them as hostages. I do not miss the regulation in the king's next words. Sir Alcaster has also suggested a number of remedies to our laws, especially concerning our security and work hours. I believe that Sir Alcaster can better rule this country in its turbulent times. Please show him all the love and loyalty you have shown me. I'm pretty sure we would have learned more if we chose Rod first, because he, I think, would have taken us back to the palace and we've learned from there. That bastard. Claude has a foul expression on his face and his words heavy, even in a low whisper. I know the king. He takes every duty upon himself, and he would never hand his crown to someone else. When Sir Alcaster comes to stand on the podium, he silences them with a glare. Citizens of Angelia, I swear to you that I will serve you as well as Genora has. That being said, I also believe some changes will need to be made. Sir Alcaster continues to speak. He mentions things like curfews for safety, extended work hours, and additional tasks go toward the knights, but I'm slowly beginning to block out the drone of his voice. What is going on, sir? Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to have to play this again. I was told that each ending reveals more of the full story. So I was told, out of all the endings, the one I had to do last was Waltz. So I'll probably do everyone else's, and Waltz is supposed to be like the last one you're supposed to do. Sir, no, Alcaster must have done something to force the king to this trade. The king stands behind Alcaster with his hands clasped, his eyes alert, but there is a helplessness to him that I have never seen before. It is long before the crowd's unsettled murmuring becomes agitated whispering. I am stunned when Claude cups his hand to his mouth and starts shouting. There is only one king. You're just causing trouble. King Genoro. Claude grips my hand and starts leading me around the outskirts so that people cannot spot him as he continues to shout. The crowd begins to chant along with Claude, and then they draw nearer to the stage where my father and Alcaster are standing. There's only one king. King Genoro. He is causing a riot. There's only one king. King Genoro. Let's go, Lucette. The crowd is right next to the platform now, and the chant carries on. Claude pulls me behind him, but my mind is on my father and on his desperate eyes. Hours later, the Merchant's Tavern is chaotic. People are talking over each other, trying to relay the scene that they saw in Tante. Every visitor here is talking about what they witnessed. I have been in the corner of the room this entire time, trying to understand everyone but failing. Delora and Parfait are not here to calm all of this chaos. Hey, Princess, how are you feeling? I almost jump when I hear Rumpel's voice. Surprise? I can feel when a damsel is in distress, milady. I'm really not in the mood for your flirting, Rumpel. Oh, my apologies. Thought you might have wanted some cheering up. Where's your partner? He went out to town to survey the situation. Karma doesn't do anything around the tavern, but he does a whole lot for you, doesn't he? I love and hate Rumpel. Really do have mixed feelings about Bubble Boy. I suppose that's the least a man in love can do. I can feel myself blush. What is Rumpel going on about? Princess, you're pink. I am not. My mind feels all scrambled now. This is all Rumpel's fault. Thankfully, before Rumpel can continue talking... Oh no, probably. The door opens and Delora walks inside to call the Martian boarders into the reception room. When I step into the reception room, I'm surprised to see two familiar figures standing beside Parfait. Okay, now we're going to learn about this. Emily and Rod. Both of them look downtrodden and discouraged. Everyone is noticeably shocked as they step inside. Prince and Princess, where did they come from? What is happening at the palace? What of Queen Ophelia? We need silence in the room, everyone. Delora raises her voice, effectively causing everyone to pause. She glances at Parfait, who nods, and then turns to look at Rod and Emily. Princess Emily, if you would tell everyone what you told Delora and I. The room is unnaturally quiet as Emily begins her story. She starts with the events of 1 week ago. In the middle of a family dinner Alcester burst in with soldiers and seized her, Rod, and Ophelia in front of the king. Sir Alcester said that if the king didn't hand over his crown, he would kill us. We had no idea a coup would be staged. 3 of them were taken down to the prison cells, with Ophelia taken to a separate cell. Sir Fitzgerald helped us escape, but only just barely. Fitz, are you openly displaying your father? I hope that he is safe. Alcester wanted to kill the king. I'm sure that he still will. But he has no reason to. The king has already handed over his crown. I speak before even realizing. Everyone stares at me, including Rod and Emily. Alcester is a foul man. I only think he usurped the throne now without violence because he wants less resistance from people. He never spoke up to my father before. Did you just say father? It's a long story, Em. Amelia looks between Rod and I, her expression confused. You know each other? We do. Emily looks like she wants to say something, but she remains silent. Our mother is still inside the palace. We need to save her somehow, and Sir Fitzgerald. What happens to Fitz? We don't know. He helped us escape, but we were spotted at the last minute. He told us to run ahead and leave him behind. We didn't see him again after that, and we couldn't just wait, so Rod brought me here. Right now, we need to piece together the situation as quickly as we can, and then we need to figure out a way to save the king. I knew Alcester was up to something, but I never thought it would escalate into this. What do you mean you never thought it would escalate into this? Ma'am, he openly admitted he wanted to... You know he wanted to take over the crown. And you're shocked that he wants to take over the crown. Makes no sense to me. No sense. Surprise picture face. I know, exactly. Jiren, what do you know about this? Garland and I weren't stripped of our titles because we disobeyed Alcester's orders. It was because we overheard Alcester plotting something and tried to tell the king of his plot. We gave him a warning, but the king did not believe us, not with Alcester and Mithros whispering in his ears. The king didn't think Alcester was possible of such a betrayal. He thought we were trying to turn him against Alcester of our own gain. So Alcester stripped us of our titles and banished us from the palace. Lady Parfait found us, and while we were happy to help out at the tavern, we also intended to eventually do something about the mess in the palace. So Alcester has been planning to do this all this time. Yep. When we part for the night, Parfait and Delora take Rob and Emily into a room that they can share. It's been decided that they will be harbored here at the Martian, a place that Emily apparently knew about but never came to because she wasn't cursed. Well, Rod did say that his family knew he was cursed. I noticed Emily looking at me many times throughout the night, but she never asked me anything. Hello, how are you? The next few days are a muddled mess. Everyone is busy trying to find out what happened and what can be done to help the king. I hope you're having a lovely day. I am sweeping the tavern half-heartedly one day, my thoughts on everything but my chores. Everyone's been trying to do something to help out the last few days. Though I've gone on quite a few trips into town with Claude to search for information, I haven't been able to find anything much. I feel so useless. I am finally on my break, so I decide to go into the reception room to rest. When I step inside, I notice Emily sitting on the couch. She waves me over as soon as she sees me. She wasn't really openly spoken to me since she has been here. Parfait and Delora have been trying to fight her, so as not to cause a ruckus in the Martian. Rumors are dangerous now. You're Lucette, right? Yes. Rod told me about your curse. He said that you're the king's blood daughter. I'm really sorry. I am shocked by Emily's sudden outburst. What? I didn't mean to, but I took your place. How could I forget my own sister? We're not blood related. That doesn't matter. I will love you regardless. Emily was trying to take me out and do things with me back when I was still in the palace. I distanced myself from her because I thought the king loved her more than he loved me. I still think that maybe he does. We weren't close. I barely spoke to you, or to Rod. Didn't he tell you that? He did. But perhaps now we can turn over a new leaf. Emily is as stubborn as always. My nose. I have more things to worry about than being your friend. I have to go. I walk off before the conversation can continue. Are we not trying to fix relationships? Set, you really need to work on your relationship stuff. If I hadn't been cursed and remained in the palace, would Sir Alcaster have taken me hostage too? The hours tick by, and as the tavern is emptied for the day, Delora calls everyone together to explain what she and Parfait have pieced together about the situation. Alright, everyone. We've come upon some new information. The first is that Alcaster has cracked down on the riots in town. Anyone else seen protesting his rule is thrown in prison. The king always valued people's opinions. Alcaster does not want opinions. He only wants to rule with an iron fist. Our patrols have shown that there is an overall more security in the palace and around the town. They have been charged with keeping people quiet in whatever ways they possibly can. As we had heard from the prince and the princess, these are most turbulent in the palace. The king is still alive, but it is unlikely he will stay that way for very long. One thing is clear. Given Alcaster's motives to take over the kingdom, I doubt he will rest until the king is dead. The king's men have turned against him, and even if they are loyal soldiers still left in the palace, we cannot contact them right now. Rescuing the king and queen will be on us then. We just so happen to have people in this tavern that have a shot at rescuing them. Prince Rod has the key to a secret passage that we can use to break into the palace. Secret passageway? But only the king and the commander of the knights have the key to that passage. So how did they get a copy? Who's going to join us on this mission? Durin and Garland both volunteer immediately, followed shortly by Claude and Waltz. I'll go too. The room goes quiet as I step forward and volunteer. Princess, we can't just allow you to put yourself in danger. I look at Claude, who was staring at me, shocked. I took up the sword so I could protect those I care about. Princess, you don't have nearly enough practice. But I can help. I still have time to learn. I agree with Parfait, Princess. The palace isn't the place for you to try out your newfound sword skills. Then you may as well chain me up, because I refuse to stay here while you all go save the king. I love how she's still calling him King. Oh, I had to stretch real quick. Sorry. Oh, back aching. It's a phenomenal storyline. I love it so far. I can't wait until Lucette calls him father. She's been calling him king. Princess. Tea drinking is good. Well, she has been practicing with the rest of us. Don't encourage her, Jurian. But it's not like any of us can stop her anyway. You're right. The princess is quite stubborn. Claude agrees with Jurian, but I can tell that he does not like the idea of me going along with them. If only we had the time to get reinforcements from Karma's country. Karma's country? Brigantia. How is it possible that a Brigantian citizen can simply ask for reinforcements? Karma is the crown prince of Brigantian. There is some shuffling in the room as everyone turns to gawk at Claude, Rumpel, Anais, Rod, and Emily. All look shocked by this revelation. You're the Lost Prince? Lost Prince? Sounds like such a tragedy, doesn't it? Annie suddenly looks distressed as she fills her thumbs. All this time and I never knew. I'm so sorry, Your Highness. There's no need for formalities, Ananias. But I am the Lost Prince after all. I keep my lineage a secret because right now I'm just a normal commoner. But you're the prince. Couldn't you still ask for reinforcements? Even if I did ask for reinforcements, I'm pretty sure they would never come in time. Besides, I can't go back to my kingdom yet. I don't know. We'll have to see if her necklace... Because I feel like what's probably going to happen... Oh god. Leg. My phone's about to die. Lovely. Lovely.
Oh, I'm gonna disappear. No.
Great. Well, you get disappointed. You get this disappointed face while we continue. He cannot go back while he's still cursed. Conversation continues in a more solemn tone. Eventually, we start speaking of our plan to enter the palace. When the details are all finalized, I repeat everything myself to make certain that I know what it is meant to happen. Waltz will lead us to the palace then, and Jurin and Gerlin will follow right behind him, watching for the most immediate enemies. Leave it to us. We'll deal with any resistance before it touches you, princess. And Carmen will be watching from the back along with Delora. A witch and a prince for backup. Delora smiles wearily. Claude rolls his soldiers. I like to think of us as more of the closing act. It is a small task force, which is better. The smaller, the better. The last thing we want is to be noticed. We decide to meet again over the course of the next week to finalize our plan and carefully survey the situation in town before parting. Claude has taken to training me, Gurin and Garland at the same time. Just the other day, he had all of us attack him together. Even though I am nowhere near as good as I trained Knight, still managed to hit him once. I feel like things are coming to some sort of conclusion, and yet I still haven't done 3 good deeds. Today we finalize our plans for getting into the palace. We have mapped out where the king and Ophelia must be in the prisons, where the guards might be positioned, and how we plan on sneaking in. I sit down on my bed and I'm about to lay down when I hear something. Hello, love? My, you're red. Were you thinking about me? I noticed that he has one hand on his chest tonight, but then he has been doing that more often lately. I notice it during practices and sometimes when I catch his eye. Is he sick? Darling? I shake myself at the sound of Claude's voice. What if I was changing? He could have knocked. Well, you didn't seem to have a problem when you walked in on me changing without announcing yourself. I mean, he's got us there. We've done it twice. If I had the option, I'd probably do it again. That's different. He strolls inside and steps closer to me. He smiles at me mischievously. Oh, how so? Cat got your tongue? Claude shakes his head, his smile softening. I really didn't mean to come in to disturb you. I just have something important I needed to say to you. Claude kneels in front of me and furrows his eyebrows. Oh. I want to insist you reconsider going to the palace with us. As Parfait and Delora have said many times, it will be dangerous. Nothing you say is going to change my mind. I want to do what I can to help everyone. Yes, and that terrifies me. Terrifies you? If your stubbornness leads you to putting your neck out there for someone, I would never forgive myself for your injuries. If you want to help me, stay here, where you'll be safe. I'm not some damsel that needs to be protected. Set, all I want is for you to stay safe, so that when we save your father, you can face him with a smile. I won't be able to face my father unless I am the one of the people to save him. Stubborn as always. I sigh, irritation welling up in my stomach at the look on Claude's face. He's calling me stubborn, but he's being stubborn about this. You said I've improved my sword fighting. You have. You've improved so much because of your resilience and drive, because you're genuinely interested, because I have a good teacher. Your compliment is gentle music to my ears. Your compliments mean a lot to me, Lucette. My eyes fixated on his soft smile and at the gentle crinkles at his eyes. Our eyes lock, and for a few moments I am aware of the slight energy between us. I glance away hurriedly, not entirely sure of what would happen if I keep staring at him. My heart beats unsteadily in my chest. Earlier today I comforted your sister when she started crying about the things that had happened in the palace. Emily? Why would he comfort her? I saw her crying downstairs in the reception room earlier today without anyone there. She is a rather sweet girl. I keep thinking that two of you are completely different. You're both strong-willed and stubborn, but she wears her emotions on her sleeve while you keep it all inside of you. I'm not hiding anything if that's what you're implying. Mother always told me crying was weak. Claude stands up and leans forward. Before I know it, I am in his arms. Lucette, I'm always here for you. I feel flustered again, and my mind feels foggy. I can barely comprehend what's in my mind or in my heart. Of course. I feel like that's like turning him down. Thank you. You never need to thank me, Lucette. But you've done so much for me. It is not just a sword fighting, it's your patience, your company. You're saving me when I need help. It's not true. I'm pretty sure I'm the most selfish person in this tavern. All I ever want is things for myself. I mean, we could have said, I'm sorry. I've never thought of you as selfish, Claude. He puts a hand on my chest and looks at me solemnly. Uh-huh. You don't think that me wanting you is... Suddenly he steps back, his hand on his chest again, his breathing heavy. I stare at Claude with wide eyes. Claude, are you okay? I'm fine. He sighs out slowly, but he sounds obviously pained. I'll go get Ananice. No! I'm fine. I swear, it's just a spell of dizziness. But you... He manages to smile, tight-lipped smile before he straightens and shakes his head. His hands are visibly shaking. I must be tired. But Claude... Do not tell anyone about this, okay? I don't want them to worry. Why is he always so stubborn? He is obviously in pain. I clench my hands into a fist as I frown at him. Why must you always be so secretive? You're keeping something from me, Claude. I'm sorry, Lucette. Claude abruptly leaves the room, leaving me with my fragmented thoughts. Chapter 9. The Rescue. Today I will land another hit on you, Karma. If you can, darling, I welcome the challenge. Princess, your side is open. I bring my sword up closer to my side as Garland strikes me. Tonight is the first night I get to use a real sword as opposed to a practice sword. Sounds of metal clashing echoes into the night. Is this what a real battle feels like? We have been practicing under skirmish conditions for the last few days. Since tomorrow is the day we enact our plan, We are doing some last minute practice. Remember, fighting back to back is better than doing it alone. Claude dodges Jurian's sword as he speaks, but I notice that he seems to be taking special care not to look in my direction. He's been fine for the last few days, but I am not sure when his pain will return. If only he would tell me what was wrong with him. When Claude finally calls the end of the practice, we are all exhausted. Good job, everyone. You'll all be fine tomorrow. Garland turns to face me, a soft expression on his face. And if it comes down to it, Drew and I will protect you. Garland looks over his shoulder at Claude. Both of you. That's our job as knights. I'm quite capable to protect myself, but I do appreciate the offer. It's late. We should all get some rest. 2 knights excuse themselves, leaving me with Claude. Lucette, you should go to bed. Princess? I have a feeling I won't sleep much tonight anyway. Be that as it may, you should still try. I'm about to retreat for the night as well. I want to talk to you. No. We have to talk. I'm forcing him to talk. I want to talk to you. About what? Claude takes a step back and I stare at his hand and absently moves to his chest. Are you really okay, Claude? I've been perfectly fine this past week. He's lying. He is obviously in pain. Why do you have to keep your pain a secret? Why won't you talk to me? I've told you before that some things are better kept a secret, Princess. Claude sighs out, then leans forward to set a hand on my head. Lucette, promise you'll stay behind me if we're attacked. And if at any point it looks like we may not make it, you're to run as fast as you can back to the Martian. We know what you mean. But that is cowardly. Lucette, don't you remember what I said before? Sometimes running is the right thing to do. Never run into an impossible solution. Instead, live to fight another day. Promise me you'll stay behind me. Please, Lucette, give me that peace of mind. He does. He does. I promise. If it will make him feel better before going to this mission, I cannot deny his request. Claude's expression softens as he moves away from me. I'll stay behind you. Thank you, Princess. Let's attempt sleep in preparation for tomorrow. When this is all over, I'll pry Claude's secrets out of him. Bye, Hunter. You have a lovely night. Tonight is the night, and everyone is just about ready to go. I can't get this feeling of foreboding off my chest. Everyone is gathered close to the door, ready to see us off. Everyone except Princess. Rumpel suddenly appears, and Annie's coming up to stand right next to him. What are you two doing here? Well, of course we came to wish you good luck, just like everyone else here. We'll be waiting for you tonight so that we can celebrate everyone's return. Be careful. Emily, who has been everywhere with her brother since they came here, is standing right beside him now with a smile. I will pray for your safe return. Her smile wavers, and I can tell she is uncertain. She has the great knights of Caldera, 2 witches and a prince. She'll be fine. Rod's response are curt as always, but I cannot help but notice the hesitance in his voice. Even though he stares at me without an expression, I can see a tinge of worry in his eyes. Rest assured that we will keep the princess safe. We're not going to let Alcaster get away with what he did to Angelia and its royal family. Parfait steps forward last. She and Delora glance at each other, and I feel as if some secret message bounced between the 2 of them. Delora nods ever so slightly before Parfait turns to the rest of us. Her eyes eventually follow me. You've changed since you've been here, Princess. In his own way, Rod is concerned for Lisette. I just think also holds a grudge because of how she's treated his family. But he's still worrying.
It is alright.
But your dedication and resolve never wavers. It has always been there, just beneath the surface. Stubbornness or resolve? It is as if Parfait is able to read my thoughts. She smiles as she sets a hand on my shoulder. Your dedication is very much like King Genora's. You are proud and honorable, and always take steps in the right direction. That is why I know you'll be back tonight. Just as Rumpel said, we'll be waiting for you, all of you. Stay safe tonight. I nod my head as everyone gathered around begins to repeat their hearty goodbyes. It is Delora who walks away first. We all follow behind. Night has just begun. On our way to the palace gates is uneventful, but we pause some distance away from them to take shelter in a nearby alley. There are knights everywhere. Waltz points to what looks like a regular section of the wall. There's the hidden door to the tunnels. If we time it right between the knights' patrols, we should be able to make it. On my single. Claude puts a hand on my shoulder and squeezes. It is an abrupt gesture and it doesn't last long, but the motion calms my nerves somewhat. We will be fine. Our footsteps echo in the tunnel. Standing in front of me are Jurin and Garin, who are flanking Vault. Dolores stands behind me, and Claudia is at my back. The small tunnel makes it seem like we brought a lot of people. This way. We silently follow Walt's instructions. How is it that Waltz knows about these tunnels? I've already taken into account the guards and where they might be positioned based on Prince Rod's information. We should be alright. Garland and I will act as distractions if needed. Princess, leave most of the fighting to us if there is any chance to be done. I know. I'll only fight if I need to. If only I wasn't cursed, I would be able to fight to my full extent. I think you're still quite capable without all of your magic puppeteer. Oh, a compliment. It's an honor. Miss Karma. I'm only in this dress because of Jurin, you know. Jurin crosses her arms and crooks an eyebrow at Claude. I wouldn't fall in love with you no matter what you say. That's what they all say. We're here. Suddenly, everyone goes quiet. I feel a lot heavier as I stare at the staircase in front of me. This should lead to the throne room. Did not know we had a secret passage in the throne room. How much does Waltz know about this palace? Immediately after we step into the throne room, we split apart to avoid the guards' gaze. I sit close to Claude and Waltz as Dolora conjures a blanket of shimmering fog that envelops the guards. I watch as the guards' eyes close before they slump to the ground. Dolora drops her hands once all the guards are truly asleep. Amazing how intolerant humans are to magic. Let's keep going. Getting through the palace is no easy feat. Hallways that were easy to get through before are difficult to traverse now with all the soldiers standing around. Dolora casts a spell to silence our footsteps into quiet muffles, but moving is still difficult, especially with such a group. Eventually we arrive just outside the tunnels that should lead to the castle's prisons. I'll stand watch. Be careful, Waltz. I will. We enter another network of tunnels. Jurin, Garland, after you. Jurin glances at me briefly, and then at Claude, who nods a little stiffly. We'll be right back. In accordance with the plan, Claude and I are left at the hallway point of the tunnels to ensure a clean escape, as Delore, Jurin, and Garland continue on to the prison. They should be fine, but I am still worried. My eyes wander to Claude, and I bite down on my lower lip when I notice that his hand is once again raised to his chest. I find myself reaching out to grab Claude's hand, but he swiftly pulls it away. The glare on his face takes me by surprise. Why is he so angry? Claude puts his hand to his chest and flinches as he leans on the wall. Not now. His voice sounds pained. What is he talking about? Claude? I just need some space, Princess. But I am fine. I cannot help but feel irritated at the way Claude has snapped at me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be this way. She yells off, his eyes distant. Because you're cursed, right? Most of the time he is sociable and a pleasure to talk to. But then he reverts to this state. It's like he has two different people. Can't understand why he's like this. Why do I care so much for someone who keeps secrets? Lucette, I wish I could explain, but if I did, you would hate me. Or more accurately, you would be afraid of me. Why would I be afraid of you? Let's try to get some information out of him. You've never done anything frightening before. You aren't a frightening person. The only time you ever frighten me is when you're like this. When you look like you're in pain and when you keep secrets. Secrets are my own selfish desire, but they're for your safety too. You're talking in circles. Why won't you just tell me what's going on? It's perfectly fine. Claude's voice trails off at the sound of running. His hand moves quickly to the hilt of a sword just as I reach for mine. We only relax when we see that it's Durin, Garland, and Delora heading towards us. Why are they alone? Where are the king and the queen? They aren't in the prison. I have no idea where else they could be. Delora steps out from between the two of us, her expression sober. It doesn't bode well for us at all. We can't keep sneaking without a direction. That's a sure way to get caught. The words have just left her mouth when an alarm sounds behind us. Don't tell me. It's the alarm. Everyone draws their weapons as Waltz appears, running towards us with a harried expression on his face. The knights are on their way. How did they know we were here? In seconds, I hear the clinking of metal, and then there are knights upon us. We are forced to shatter to deal with different opponents. A guard rushes at me with his sword, and I somehow manage to block his attack. I should be able to wind around him. The knight falls after I catch him from behind and give Claudia an opening to attack him. Lucette! Stay behind me! I promised I would, remember? Let's keep it that way. A smile flashes across his face, and for a few moments he seems more like the Claude I know. A knight manages to separate Claude and I, leaving me by myself. He grabs my arm. Unhand me! Oh. I watch and shock as shimmering fog surrounds my attacker, his eyes closing as he slumps to the ground. He's only the first to fall. Seconds later, most of the guard knights in my immediate vicinity have fallen to the ground. I can tell by his subtle rise and fall of their chest that they are asleep. Sorry, I couldn't focus long enough to cast that spell earlier. Delora drops her hands and turns to address Waltz, Claude, and I. Head towards the entrance hall. The king must be in one of the central rooms. Durin, Garland, and I will head to the bedchambers in the east wing to look for the queen. Splitting up is not part of the plan. We don't have much of a choice anymore. If we're going to get the king and queen out of here, we have to improvise. Now go! Claude grabs my hand and jerks his head at Waltz. Let's go! The three of us rush out into one of the palace hallways. I keep my gaze forward while Waltz and Claude watch for enemies on either side of us. On our right! Claude grabs his sword and moves before Waltz and I can respond. He dives low toward a soldier, his sword poised straight for a devastating blow. The knights begin to approach us from left, and I raise my sword, readying myself. Waltz snaps his fingers, a flash of light blinding the men in the immediate vicinity. I use the opportunity to rush the knights in front of me. I grit my teeth as I attack. Most of my blows are lucky. There are too many knights for me to be able to get the upper hand. There are so many of them. Well, if it isn't the most desirable princess. I whip around to attack the man that spoke to me, but he is nowhere to be found. Where is he? Who are you? I wonder. Zet! I turn to see Claude running towards me, a panicked expression in his eyes. I take a step toward him when a masked man suddenly blocks my path. Oh. Who are you? Yeah, who are you, sir? What's your name, sir? I raise my sword. Yeah, yeah. But the masked man taps his cane on the floor before I can swing. An incredible pressure blasts out from the cane. It shoves Claude to the floor and blows me backwards. I hit the wall hard and my vision darkens. Why do the bad guys always look so flippin' good? They have the fashion sense. Like, they are amazing fashionistas. I love it. Claude. Where am I? Why can't I see anything? My head hurts. Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. I jerk upright at the familiar voice. You're the man who knocked me out. The man laughs, and I blink as I try to pinpoint the direction of his voice. Did he blindfold me? I command you to take off this blindfold. I don't take orders from a princess that no one remembers. But I am a gentleman, so I suppose I shall have to heed a lady's request. The blindfold is abruptly pulled off, and I flinch at the sudden brightness. Why, hello there, princess. My captor looks at me amused. He wears a crooked grin on his masked face and a cape on his shoulder. Who is he? My eyes wander to the throne, and I cannot help but gasp at what I see. The king is strapped to the throne, hands bound, mouth covered. Your Majesty. The king pauses to look at me, his eyes containing a mixture of alarm and confusion. I turn to glare at the masked man. Let him go. No can do, princess, though. Don't you think he still looks regal sitting on his throne like that? I grip my teeth as I begin to struggle against my mounds. Struggle all you like, you won't get out of those knots anytime soon. Who are you? The masked man drops into an elegant bow. I am called Varg? Varg. Okay. Varg. Go ahead. I am listening. He reminds me of someone, but I don't want to say until I hear what you say first. What have you done to my father? Me? Nothing. Well, nothing much. I guess gagging a person and tying their hands behind their backs counts as something. True. Well, so what they're wanting is they're wanting her to stay miserable and motionless so that the crystal, when she inherits it, will let the witches still use the curse, or at least the evil witches still use the curse. Are you working for Sir Alacaster? I don't work for anyone. So he's a mercenary? The door flies open and Alacaster steps in, his face full of anger. Mithros, the fool, how absolutely useless he was. Varg gives a dismissive shrug. He regards me again with his mischievous smile. While I do agree with that wholeheartedly, that man is in the past. Here in the present, we have someone far more interesting to deal with. Varg gestures at me. I glare at Varg before turning my gaze to Alacaster. I used to think Alacaster is someone to be respected. Not anymore. If it isn't the princess herself. You remember who I am? Once Mythos made the connection, it was too obvious to be false. Could Sir Mythos remember me? Alacaster shifts his attention to the king. Genoro, do you not remember this girl as your own blood daughter? My eyes meet the king's, but I see no recognition in his gaze. He cannot remember me. I haven't managed to break my curse yet. True. I don't know. I'm hoping the other routes that we go down after this one, like, unlocks more of explaining how the... So I feel like we'll understand more about the crystal when we do waltzes, since he's a witch. I haven't managed to break my curse yet. Why are you doing this to my father, to the kingdom? Everything I do for the kingdom. All successful rulers have run with an iron fist. Fear is the best motivation. That is false, and that is called a tyrant. A king that is too lenient and does not inspire fear has no business being on the throne. But the people of Angela love their king. For I had thought that the town people were despicable because they hated me. Now I understand those reasons. They may have judged me as a mother's daughter, which is wrong, but... yeah. But that doesn't not mean they should be subject to a reign of fear. Your obligation as a ruler is to rule for the country, not the people. Back when the queen was still alive and this place knew the fear of the witches, they were far more productive. Fear motivates. Fear makes a man... King Alistair! You better have a good excuse for interrupting. Your Highness, there's a beast! What are you blathering about, you fool? A beast! A magical beast is rampaging around... Is that... Wait, is the reason why he locked himself in a room? Wait. Hold on. Karma? Yeah, wait, if he's Beauty and the Beast, that would make sense. Oh, I cannot wait to see what he looks like. Please tell me we can see what he looks like. I beg of you. Is this the dead witch's doing? Dead witch? No. No, Dolores is fine. She has to be. Out with it. Did Mithros do this? What? Can I stop myself from blurting out the question? Sir Mithros is a witch? He was a witch, but now he is dead. He turns to his knight and demands more information. I am too shocked to hear their words. Sir Mithros. A witch? Impossible. What of the other palace intruders? We've managed to apprehend some of them, but we can't get to everyone with that beast taking us out. That damn Mithros, still a pain even after death. What did you do to Sir Mithros? Do you not hear me, girl? He is dead. Killed by my hand. But why? He was helpful at first. We worked together to achieve our own personal goals. He eyes me cautiously. He wanted you, princess. If Sir Mithros was a witch, that explains why he still remembered me. Why did he want me? Who knows? Doesn't matter anymore. I gave him my knights to assist him in his search when the witches could not, but in the end that fool was too power-hungry. You never entered into my plans. You would have been safe, princess, had you just stayed put. But now that you're here, you'll come in handy. Alacaster turns back to the knight, who immediately bursts into exclamation once more. The beast is moving quickly. We don't know how much longer we can keep it up from this room. There's a beast in the palace? Yeah. And it's Sir Mythos doing? Am I so confused? What about the others? Are they okay? Let me go, Alacaster. You are not going anywhere. Sounds like some of your friends are very persistent. They'll be coming for you, and when they get here, I will kill them. You, princess, are going to make excellent bait. You know, I like this turn of events. Kind of amusing. Alaskar, he is sometimes. You, tell me what all of this is. Varg looks unmoved by Alacaster's anger. It is Mythos that summoned this beast, is it not? Then you must know what is happening. You're asking me, of all people? Huh! As if I would be able to answer any of your questions. You... Varg! It doesn't matter how many times you say my name, Alacaster. I won't have any answers for you. Sir Alacaster turns to me, his eyes manic. Whether this is Mithros magic or magic belonging to one of your friends, I am not going to let it live. Could Delora create a beast out of thin air? Just show me the beast! For crying out loud. Sir Alacaster draws his sword from his sheath and curses under his breath. I squirm, desperate to find some kind of break in my restraints. Varg surprises me, however, by reaching down and cutting the ropes, binding my arms with a sword that I recognize. You have my sword. I stand up as quickly as I can and grab the sword from him. That was too easy. I eye Varg warily as his mouth twists into a smirk. What are you doing? Why are you helping me? Help. All I did was cut some ropes. Besides, I'm curious to see what you'll do with that toothpick of a sword. He talks like he doesn't care at all what happens. Don't think about it too much, princess. It's probably a little too much for your small bed. Wow. Rude. I swing my sword toward him, and Varg catches it with his cane. You really think that I'm the one you should be fighting? The door creaks and falls off its hinges. The knights stumble back. I hear screaming as loud footsteps sounds against the hall's tiles. So what will you do? Run? Hide? Or will the beast kill you too? My eyes focus on a large figure entering the room. Though I cannot make out specifics at first, the form grows more distinct the further it moves into the room. Whatever this is, I cannot fight it. There is a moment of eerie silence, and then Alacaster yells, and the knights rush forward, attacking the beast as a collective. The beast throws them off with surprising nimbleness, his rage in every swipe. I dodge away just before a man's body falls on top of me. Over here, beast. Sir Alacaster rushes at the beast. I finally manage to get a clear line of sight of the king, who is still bound and helpless on the throne. The king! I have to get him out of here. I run towards the throne, but someone stops me dead in my tracks. Saving the king really shouldn't be your priority, princess. I grit my teeth and swing my sword at Varg, but he easily darts away from me. I would be watching my back. It is then that I notice the beast slowly making its way towards me. Why would it be after me? Either I stay here and fend it off, or... Alacaster catches the beast with a broad swipe of his sword, and the two are focused once more on each other. I glance urgently at the king, and then at the doors. The beast moves again, and I realize that it is once more heading toward me. I think it looks hot. There is no way I can help the king in all of this mess. I need help. I have to find the others. Hello. I know we want to see what's out of shadows. Hopefully, Alacaster will help this beast busy long. Well, hopefully, I'll keep this beast busy long enough for me to get them. I turn and bolt through the door, weaving my way through the chaos of nights as I head toward the door. I glance over my shoulders one last time at the king. His eyes are trained on the battle for him. His hands grip the arms of his throne, but there is nothing he can do. It's good. I'm a little lightheaded, but other than that, it's fine. I am so sorry, I'll be back. But for now, I have to find the others. I dart past the carnage in the room, stepping over and around bodies as they appear. Halfway to the door, the beast lunges past Sir Alacaster, and for a few moments, I think he might be attacking me. I ate food around like 1 something. And dinner is being made right now. Yeah, thank you. I'm drinking. Stay back. I hold my sword out in front of me and stand in defense position, like Claude taught me, but the beast never reaches me. You ruined everything, beast! Alacaster is suddenly in front of me, waving his sword at the beast. I stumble back towards the door, my heart pounding loudly in my chest. I have to get out of here. Chapter 10, The Beauty and the Sinner. Where did the beast come from? Knights immediately rush toward me. I back away as far as I can without re-entering the throne room. Princess, come quietly and we'll keep you somewhere safe until this all dies down. I raise my sword and stand ready when the knights surround me. I order you to stay out of my way. Our apologies, princess, but we are under orders from the king. Alacaster is not the true king. What did he offer you for your loyalty? Wealth? Status? That is none of your concern. One of the knights moves towards me, and I react on instinct, swiping at him. You might want to put that down before you hurt yourself, princess. Do not antagonize me. One knight rushes me, and my blade connects with his soldier. Another approaches me from behind, and I hit him with the back of my sword. The third moves too fast for me, and I feel his blade cut into my shoulder. Shoulder? Shoulder. 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 Not soldier. Shoulder. I hiss at the pain that stings from the wound. I'm bleeding. The next time he swings, I successfully manage to evade him, but then bump into another knight. I'm surrounded. Just come with us, princess. We don't want to hurt you. No. I feel one of the knight's hands on my soldier. Oh my god. You know what? It's soldier from now on. It's not shoulder. Whatever. I attempt to pull away from him, but stop when I hear him scream. We got a lot. The beast stands behind me, eyes narrowed, his mouth gaping open. His mouth gaping open. What? Am I reading? Am I reading what's in front of me? His mouth gaping wide. Scream escapes my throat. The knights change their focus to attacking the beast, but it easily swipes them away as it advances toward me. Would you believe me if I say I read books every single day? I don't read them out loud, but I read. My reading skills. It's getting closer. I desperately back up. However, my back soon hits a wall, and with nowhere else to go, I stand in a defensive position that Claude has taught me. I hold out the sword and then use it to throw back the beast's shadowed claw as he reaches out for me. That stance. It talks. Stay away from me. The beast moves towards me again, and I stumble in place, struggling to hold my ground. Should start reading from stream. Oh god. A knight throws his sword, the blade impaling itself into the beast's shoulder and giving me an opening. I mean, I technically do have some really good, juicy books. I wouldn't mind reading. I wouldn't mind reading on the stream. They're Heaven's official blessings, though. So I don't know if that would be everyone's cup of tea, but they're my favorite books. Oh, I also have my favorite series, which is Half Bad. I love that book series, Half Bad. It's a childhood book series. The beast's wounded arm swings into my reach, and I lash out with my sword, managing to draw blood. Princess. The Lord would never create a beast like this. This has to be Sir Mithros' doing. An attacking knight catches the beast's attention, and I do not wait. As the beast turns, I raise my sword and manage to slide it deep into the beast's chest. Oh my... No! Lucette! A piercing cry erupts from somewhere deep in its throat, and I stumble back without a sword, which is still stabbed to the creature's heart. The beast collapses to the ground. I stare as it raises a hand to its chest. That motion reminds me so much of... Right. It was all an illusion. A glimmer of light catches my eye. I freeze as I stare down at the ground. Right there where the blood is already pooling around the sword in the beast's chest is a rose-shaped locket. The locket I gave Claude. Why do you? The beast stares up at me with glassy eyes. Yeah, it did. Its mouth barely moving. My phone died. After a few moments, a lowly rumbling comes from the beast's throat, and I realize that it is a girlish, pained chuckle. Afraid of me. I told you. The beast stares at me, unblinking, but its eyes are already beginning to haze over. The way it speaks and the locket that it has. Girlish, not girl. He is like a girl sometimes. No! Why? What? Oh my god, please tell me we save him. Please tell me my magic comes in handy and it saves him. I look at the locket again, at the blood seeping beneath the surface, and I suddenly realize, if I ever told you the reason, you would hate me, Lucette. Or more accurately, you would be afraid of me. No, no, no! I kneel down beside the beast. I was wrong. No, no, no! Claude! I clutch the locket to my chest as I kneel over the beast. Claude, no, please! I lean down to listen to his breathing, but there is nothing but silence. Everything around me goes dark. I killed him. There is the sound of footsteps behind me, but they are mute, unimportant. Claude, I am so sorry. The end. Bad end? I did nothing! I am so upset right now. I am so... You go back right now. I am so upset right now. I am going. I am going. I just have to figure out which one we did last. I think it was... Don't tell Kyo! Don't tell Kyo that the first ending I got was bad! Don't kill Kyo! Welcome in, Raiders! I just have my heart broken. My name is Cutie, I'm a chickadee VTuber. Right now we're playing Cinderella Phenomenon. My model broke, so it's just staring at the sad screen in the corner. I did not mean to. Let me shout you out. I am crying over here. Full blown tears running down my treats right now. Let me shout you out. Did I spell shout out right? I think I did. We'll see if we did or not. I did. Cool. Okay, so this is where we had. This is where we toppled him. So this is before this. So before this, we no, because we always asked to fight. We didn't even get to choose if we wanted to learn or fight. I'm gonna do this one just because it's a little more before it, but I'm pretty sure we never got the option. You've unlocked the fast forward feature. This convenience for your future playthroughs, feature has been activated. With this, you are able to skip ahead of the choice you will have to make again, as well as unseen dialogue. Wait, with this, you are able to skip ahead choices you will have to make again, as well as unseen dialogue. Just right here on the night. Okay, so this is to help me. I need to know. We told him about this. Maybe we say it's nothing. Yeah. So pretty much if I did this and I went back, it would take me to the next things I've already, like, been through. It does not do anything. As much as I want to say something, Claude told me before how hard confessing was. I cannot begin to understand what that would be like. Yeah, you see, it doesn't open because I haven't done this part. So you see, it doesn't. Oh, well maybe it does. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it doesn't. So as much as I want to say something, Princess, Lucette, don't be afraid to tell him what's on your mind. Maybe you should really tell her, Garland. Before Claude was adamant that Garland shouldn't confess to Jern, what changed? If I mess this up, let's try looking at it through another lens. Imagine that Garland is Lucette. Okay, we've already been through this. I'm just going to skip that. No. Wow, that really runs through it. See, no, but we do. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so no, we're supposed to learn regardless. Yeah, you know, so regardless, he's. Yeah, okay. And then it takes us to here. Instead of bite his hand, let's topple him, maybe? His hand is a clear opening, but I cannot damage his hand any further. I'll try to shift my weight against him if I take him by surprise. I push back against him as silently as I possibly can. No, I did choose to bite. No, I chose to bite. No, I tried to bite him. But Lucette at the last moment decided not to because she couldn't injure his hand that he got injured for protecting her. Claude makes a sound, maybe of disapproval, and does not budge. I change tactics, stepping on his foot instead, but he only shifts his stance. Before I can think of what to try next, Claude moves and I am suddenly pinned on the ground. Karma 1, Lucette 0. That was a pretty good attempt, love, but not good enough, I'm afraid. I wasn't expecting you to come at me like that. I was expecting sword practice. You were expecting a man to kidnap you in an alleyway, aren't you? Clear up at him, I ain't able to say anything because he is right. Okay, so we're ready to listen to that. Wait, what did you say? It is hard to find an opening to hurt you when you are ruined. Okay, no, we've already done that. Okay. So we already know this. Yeah, but what do you really like, Claude? We already know this. Thorny Rose. So chapter 7, we have to somehow make it to where he doesn't have thorny. Oh, you know what we should have done? No. Thorny Rose. No. Thorny Rose was a chapter. Yeah. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, this is when these two are going. Let's skip this. Let's scold him? Because we comforted him last time, so let's scold him. It doesn't matter if something's bothering him. It doesn't like him to be so rude. Irritation is no excuse for rudeness. Fine, I apologize, Happy. He looks at me for a few moments, his expression twisted into a defiant scowl, but doesn't hold long. Moments later, his expression softens and he looks away, almost in shame. I'm sorry. This apology sounds real, but still. Defiance. Hush. Why do I feel so disappointed? Silence descends for a few moments before Claude abruptly stands up from his table. Excuse me. Claude turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with 2 knights. I wonder what's wrong with him. You think you've been running too... Okay, so, no, we already done this part. Yeah. Yeah, okay, no, we already know this part. Let's skip. Okay. Instead, let's look for Karma's gift first. I know the errands are important, but I really need to find Claude a gift. Is it so wrong to put him first? Should be able to find something soon. Do you have something else in mind for him? No, but it shouldn't take too long to find him something. Follow your lead then, princess. 2 of us walk around town for at least an hour, searching for gifts. Did it? But nothing stands out to me. I slowly feel myself becoming frustrated, knowing that I have wasted so much time. We haven't even done the errands yet. Maybe Waltz was right. We should have done the errands first. I wasted a lot of time, haven't I? We're fine, princess. It will take us a little longer to get back to the Martian. We spent a few hours gathering supplies needed for the tavern. Only then do we get started looking again for Claude's gifts. Princess, I can hold more of these bags for you. You see, but I don't know if the red crystal is for... Because I don't remember if all the crystals were red. That's the thing. Were there, like, different colored crystals at one point? Or are they all just red? Because I don't know if that's for Waltz. That's the thing. You know what? That's actually a good question. Hold on. Okay. Are color coded for each of the love interests. Okay, so they are color coded. Hold on. Hold on. We're going back. We're going back. We're going. I can't go back. I can't go back. Can't go back. I'm trying. Well, hopefully that doesn't mess it up so much. Okay. Okay, so we said I came to give you something last time. So I came to speak with you. I came to give him something, but I also want to speak with him. I haven't seen Claude in a while. Why? Because you've been doing everything by yourself lately? Came to complain? No, I wanted to check on you. Princess, we got a thing. Can you not read the moon? You could have, at the very least, knocked. Okay. 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 Okay, we already know about this. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's all the same. Okay. So put your hand over his. I recognize this hand. Claude? I lift one hand from my sword to touch his hand. The breathing behind me hitches and then stops as the hand slides off from my shoulder. I don't know. I turn to face him, raising my sword in readiness, but by the time I have turned around, Claude already has one hand on my wrist, the other on the edge of my sword. As much as I enjoy the feeling of your petite hands, princess, I would say you just let your guard down. Claude, Claude removes his hands, allowing me to lower my sword. I'm sorry, Lucette. I feel my breath catch in my throat when Claude holds out the rose pendant I got from him. I feel my cheeks flush. Maybe. You accidentally left this beautiful thing in my room when I came to return it. Return it? Yes, you left it in my room, and so I only thought it appropriate to bring it back to you. Okay. I don't remember this part. He lets the chain fall through his fingers as he stutters at the rose pendant with adoration. I feel my heartbeat stutter as he turns to regard me with the same gentle smile.
I am here!
Yeah. Oh. Welcome in, Raiders. Oh, this is Happened Last Night Awesome. My name is Cutie. I'm a chickadee VTuber. Right now we're playing Cinderella Phenomenon. My model stopped working, so you're just gonna have me staring off in the corner while I'm trying to save the love I just killed a moment ago. Yeah. Let me give you a shout out. Nymph Toad. VT. Awesome. Hope you had a lovely stream. Same with you, Eldrick. Same with you, Jade. I hope you had a lovely stream. Both of ya. Okay, so this did happen last time. Okay, so you said I want you to smile last time. I'll say I want... No, but last time I'm pretty sure that gave us the red, didn't it? I'm pretty sure I want you to smile gave us a red. It did not. Okay, so that was one. No, but it's definitely not. I was feeling under the weather and also bitter. No, I'm pretty sure we already did this. Yeah, no, we already did this. Okay. We will make it back to town when I feel tired, but also lighter than I have for weeks. Claude wished me before slowly walking off to his room, holding the rose lock I gave him tightly. Yeah, no, that's new. Today I'm walking around town to do some errands with Claude. It has been a while since we've done this. Okay, so yeah, so this is about the... So we're gonna skip this part, because we already know this part. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Hi, Nymph. Hold on, what was the last part? I'm always here for you. I know. Look how much I read. You read a lot in these, especially in this one. Thank you, gave me a crystal. Okay. It did. Okay, awesome. Okay, so he had a second thing. Okay, no, so that's him telling us don't get him. Okay, so this is going through here. Okay. Ooh. We said I want to talk to you last time. I want to keep practicing. I want to talk to you. I want to keep practicing. I want to talk to you. think I want to talk to you is what gave us the thing. Ah, okay. Hold on. Whoa. Now I'll go back. Let's see. Okay, that gives a crystal. No, we have done this one because you remember him. Okay, so this is what we did. Promise gave us a heart. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it did. Okay. Okay. I could never be afraid of you, I think is what we said. So I'm pretty sure when we did this, he didn't explain it. So I could never be afraid of you. I don't remember this part. I think saying, because we said this, but he didn't answer us. I think I could never be afraid of you. What is there to be afraid of? Claude wears a pain's brush as he looks at me. I see him once again grabbing at the collar of his dress, knowing he's in some kind of quiet agony. That's what she said too. Is he talking about that one woman from before, the one who didn't love him? He thinks I'm the same? Yeah, I am not like her. Lucette. We got it. Okay, we got it. Lucette. Claude's voice trails off at the sound of running. His hand moves quickly to the hill. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Skip all this. Okay. We still fucking got the bad ending. Ugh. Okay, we're going back again. Okay, I'm going back. Continue. This one. Okay. Did this give us a crystal or no? Or just it doesn't care? I don't think it really cares. No, I don't think it really cares. Yeah, I don't think it really cared. I really don't think it cared at all. Oh, okay, so we got the crystal there. Nope, there was a... Okay, so we got that crystal. Dude, I am zooming through this. I need the good ending. I need my heart to be ablaze, please. Oh my god. Toppled him... I chose, we told. We said something instead of we didn't say anything. I think Bite His Hand gave us a crystal because he was realized toppled this time. Yeah, but I think we said that because we didn't want to hurt him because of his hand. I'm actually gonna go back, hold on. I don't remember. Hold on. I wanna load. Wait, one more. Okay. Because there's one crystal. By his hand. Okay, so there's a second crystal. We scold him here. There's a third crystal. Let's run the errands. Fourth crystal. I came to speak with you. 5 crystal. Put your hand over his. Pretty sure gave us a crystal. We said smile for this one. I don't think we really changed. I think we just said smile. Yeah, I think we did too. Ugh. Smile. Hold on. I'm making sure we are getting this. Scold him. That gives us a crystal. Let's run errands first. Speak. I am trying. Let's put that one there. Okay, speak. Okay, there's one. Okay. No, speak was the right one. We got it, yeah. Okay. Now, was it sword? It was, I think. I saved just in case. Okay, it was sword. Yeah, okay, so I want you to smile. Gave us one. Smile didn't give us one. Let's see if it still messed us up. Thank you. I want to talk to you. Okay. I promise. I could never be afraid of you. Okay. Since first person the class taught me. No. Ah. Have to ask for a hug? Okay. Damn fucking nabbit. Yeah, I know it's a bad ending. Okay. Hug was in the forest, right? Because I think I saved it. Okay. I want you to smile. Or I want a hug. Okay. Huh? Claude looks at me in surprise. He thinks I am being foolish for making such a request, doesn't he? Shouldn't have said anything. Before I can say anything else, Claude takes a step forward and wraps me in his arms. He pulls me towards him, and in those moments of silence, all I can hear is his heartbeat resounding in my chest. I can feel his warmth all around me, and his fingers clasp gently on my back. I feel so strange. My heart is racing, my knees feel weak. Something like this? He speaks right into my ear. It is a surprisingly pleasant feeling. Suddenly, Claude makes a noise of distress as he steps away from me. All of the warmness that was pressed against me 1 moment ago is gone. Karma suddenly stops, eyes wide. He puts his hand on his chest and takes a step away from me, his fingers clutching at the fabric of his shirt. He lowers his hand with pain, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay. Okay, so... Okay. If this doesn't work, well, I don't know what. I don't know what. Is this ending always bad, then? Skip. Okay, thank you. I want to talk to you. Okay, I promise. Could never be afraid of you. Lucette. Okay. Please. Okay. Princess? Who's over here going, are you speedrunning? I had to tell him you've killed Claude. It's like... Look. Stuff happens. Mother. Ah. Right, it was all an illusion. Ah. 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 I'm looking up how you get a good ending. You guys can watch him die while I'm looking this up. Maybe destiny will be different. There is nothing but silence. Everything around me goes dark. I killed him. There is sound footsteps behind me, but they are mute, unimportant. Good hell. Okay. We're going into this. Okay, so there is one we missed. So, there is men. How far did we, so you remember where it says if someone was smiling, the first feature I would look at on their face would be? Apparently it's lips, not eyes. Whatever. Yeah, so we are going all the way back. There's also another one, but I'm not telling that one. Come on, let's go all the way back. Lips. Despite myself, I find my gaze dropping to Karma's lips. Why do I feel like I am walking into a trap? The lips. My princess, I didn't think I'll ever hear you say that you looked at my lips when I smiled. I did not say that. Oh, but you did, and princess, I do believe you are blushing. Even though Karma never said he was referring to his features, I thought about his lips anyway. Thought makes my heart flop, though I do not have the faintest idea why. Anyway, I agree. Though eyes are important, a smile isn't quite as brilliant without lips. Without the lips. Try to imagine a smile without lips and shudder. Sorry, princess, I misspoke. Try to spell the image from your mind. Anyway, I'll let you choose the order of things. Fine. Don't make me look like a clown, princess. I know how much you like to tease me, but I need to get out of here quickly today. You need to leave quickly. Shouldn't you do your makeup yourself? And miss the opportunity to have you help me? Nonsense. Okay, so we've already done this part. Okay, so this one, instead of fighting him like I did, apparently I am supposed to convince them. So I did a lot of these wrongs. If I'm back as when I'm outnumbered, I have to try convincing them that I am not who they think I am. You're mistaken, sirs. I happen to overhear your conversation, and assuming I am some imaginary princess is unreasonable. Kings look at each other. You know she has a point. She was listening in on a conversation that's clearly suspicious. Did you not hear what I just said? I happen to overhear it. Yeah, nothing more. You were cloaked as if you were trying to hide your features. Being out at night without a cloak is a sure way to draw attention to a lady such as myself. You know, she has a point. Stop saying that, man. Then, ma'am, there should be no problem with us taking you back to palace. If we're mistaken, we'll clear it up in Spain and pay you handsomely. Okay, yeah, so then it just goes into... Yeah, okay. So that's normal. Okay, so the next option. Step away from him. So we step away from him. I take a step away from him, and Karma's hands fall from my shoulders. He sighs out. The story better be just as dramatic as mine. Because we didn't... Yeah, because we wanted to hear his story. Thank you, Lucette, for agreeing to listen, and for what you just did. Stepping away from him? Was I distracting him? Okay. Well, you told me not to move last time. Just saying. I know, I know, I know he's hot, but for him, if he's Beauty and the Beast, we have to trick. Because apparently when he's in love, I guess if we love him more, he, trying to point your sword at him. Okay. I was just making sure. It does, because I feel like I shouldn't. Hold on. Then it's hug, right? Okay, hug. Okay. Thank you. Right? That is the right one. Hold on, double checking. Yeah, it is thank you. I want to talk to you. I'm sorry, I'm rushing as fast as I can. I just want his ending. I want his ending so badly, because that's probably what I'll call it for today. Because I have to eat. And I'm also getting lightheaded. But I could never be afraid of you. Okay. 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 No. Okay. When my trust me, my blade connects with his shoulder. No. Really? Oh my god. What the heck? That's it. I'm ending it for today. I need food. I'm about to throw my computer. I'll have to do research. I have to, I guess. We'll just have to, next time we play this, which will be next Saturday. No, next Sunday. We'll just have to start from the beginning. Just skip through everything just to make sure, apparently. Apparently, that's what we're gonna have to do. Because at this point, I don't know what I'm missing. Let's rate someone. I'm also hungry. You know, we'll rate this person. I haven't rated them sometimes. Okay, we're going to raid Yomi Quinley. They are I think, if I'm correct, an alchemist extraordinaire. And they're from the Sox agency. So yeah. We will be playing this next week. I need to go eat. I'm exhausted as well, and I also have a headache. So yeah, and I also have to figure out how to get his ending. But no, so we'll finish up his ending, we'll get the good ending, and then we'll start on a new person's ending. So yeah, let's go. Anyway, you all have a lovely night. Bye-bye. I need to go eat.